Terence Crawford has made history as one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Firing at Crawford for the moment. There's the overhand right, and another combination. Beautiful work by Crawford. Magnificent.
With championship titles held in 5 different weight classes, he's become the first male boxer in history to become the undisputed champion in 3 weight divisions during the 4-belt era.
Oh, a lunging left hand. That backs up Kamiaska's. Then an uppercut. And absolutely brilliant.
These fights made Terence who he is today, and his genius brought him through the fire undefeated. Early in Terence Crawford's pro career, he faced off against Derek Campos on July 11th, 2011 in Denver, Colorado. At the time, Crawford was only 23 years old and was ready for his 14th professional match against a seasoned veteran.
Watch your heads, watch your heads. Walk to me. All right, let me see the gloves. Walk to me. Walk to me. You okay? You want to go, right? Don't push him. Don't push him. That's it. That's it. Watch him.
Only 3 months later, on September 10th, 2011, Terence Crawford stepped in the ring with Angel Rios. Terence has considered this to be one of his toughest and most educational fights in his career.
And everything like that. Yes, this is second. He needs to do is connect more punches. From Crawford. And Rios, he's got to throw more punches. Rios saying, don't forget, you know, it could be a good mistake that, you know, switches. Went southpaw. This is taking it like a sparring section. I mean, and trying to get round by round.
Now Crawford back to being a righty. For his head, it doesn't have to be.
Well, you know, that's one of the problems.
13-0, 11 knockouts.
Well, Terence is doing everything. He is just waiting to get hit.
Trying to time getting inside, but then And he's fighting like a guy who wants to learn to get. So Crawford continues multicolor.
For an opportunity to try to take command, get closer to him. Hit him. Now his corner's yelling out one.
Guido-like here. And lands a good right hook. For the first time in his career, here's the bell for round 5.
Well,
he is 14-0 with 11 knockouts.
Perfect. I don't think why he should rush. If he wants to move around and just land the jab.
Good body shot by Fight in terms of his sense of his own conditioning.
Well, it
What
depends.
about that jump for a guy? The right hook and
More movements. This is the way I had to fight. You gotta kill me in there
against Angel Rios.
Because hands to the body. You know, if
Continues to enjoy this comfort zone.
good.
Good.
You have to sit a little bit. You have to sit a little bit.
Opponents went out.
Streets of New York. He's been there, big guy.
Crawford 14-0, 11 knockouts. How many different things could you process from a corner?
I can't move to this side because he's hitting me in that side. You know.
Power from the southpaw side. It seems like the right.
Try to hold him into a corner. Hurt.
Well, here comes.
Stumble a little bit.
What side does he trust for power? He's squared up. Trying to pour some shots in here. Looking on. Angel Rios and knockouts. How long in his career do you think he'll be able to do that?
Because he's been working. But if you had a fighter that's too late for him, he's just got to keep busy from the beginning to the end.
There's his right Crawford as he tried to step it up.
They landed some good shots at this time.
Terrence's next fight was much more brutal against Andre Gorgeous on April 14th, 2012 in Las Vegas.
And then you've got the WBO interim 140-pound title as Sergey Fedorchenko takes on Juan Manuel Marquez, and that should be a dandy of a fight. He's got 11 knockouts, and I think you're going to be seeing a lot of him on Top Rank Boxing. Georges is 11-2 with 6 knockouts. He hails from Windsor in Canada. But his last 3 fights have all been very close, split decisions or majority decisions. That's not going to happen against this guy. He's going to have to try and stop Georges and get real. Georges is going to have to get real aggressive. His last 6 fights, when he won a unanimous decision over Leonardo Tyner for the NBA USA welterweight title in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Terence Crawford looks like a guy you'd be afraid to meet on a Saturday night someplace, but he's a great kid. Tough-looking kid. Left eye socket. Stiff jabs. Sneaky right hand that time by Crawford. Big punchers, Crawford. He goes downstairs. He's very quick on his body. He gives you some side-to-side movement. Georges does a lot of feigning, but not enough throwing of punches. Brian McIntyre and Jackie Spikes. All right, here we go. This is round number 2. It's scheduled for 8. Most people don't think it's going to go that distance. And it certainly won't go that distance unless Georges can change the way he's fighting. In other words, close up his stance. And now they've told me they switched it to a 6-round fight, and I appreciate that. Crawford fighting as a southpaw. Going with that right hand. He'll switch back and forth. Trouble when he fights southpaw, I don't think he's got quite as much power.
Come on, keep working. You gotta keep working, Terrence. There you go.
Looping right hand by Georges. And watch the way he counters now. Up. Oh, man. Left hook. Georges just, he's got the long arms, but he has no power in his jab, and I mentioned wide. And this will show you exactly what I'm talking about. Watch how wide his, back to a tight shot again. But I wanted to show you just how wide those legs are. There we are. Now, most of them have come early, but he's in, just nail him again with that right hand. And that left thigh of Georges is going to become a problem for him. Back fighting right hand, a nice uppercut in that series of punches for Crawford. I really like what I'm seeing in Crawford. Looping right hand that time on top of that puffiness. Now you see Georges comes in and throws and he hangs up. That's good. It's all right.
Work out.
Both guys working hard on the inside. Georges might even get a little bit of a advantage on the inside with that series of punches. So watch these guys on the inside now. They're tied up. Let's see what goes on here. Oh, he caught him with a decent left hook. Actually, Georges got the best of him on the inside, I thought. I like the way he bobs down, but I think he's a little more side-to-side movement. He'd be more successful with this tall kid, Georges. But Georges is 6 feet, so Crawford is 4 inches taller. And it's very hard to fight a guy that has a reach advantage and also a height advantage. But he's done well. Hard shots on the inside. Boy, this has turned out to be a tough fight and a good fight right now. Crawford getting the better of Georges. You know why that jab was getting through? Because look at the style he's fighting at the end. He was fighting as a southpaw. Georges has hung in there. He's an awkward sort of guy. Big, tall fella from Windsor, Canada. Looks like that left eye might be cut now. Might be a little slit over Georges' left eye now. Georges likes to throw that windmill shot. He throws it. When you throw that big windmill shot, it looks tremendous, but it doesn't have great power. There's one that spun the head with the right hand. Crawford admired that and wanted to do it again. Instead, he comes down with a liver shot. That left eye of Georges could be a problem before this is over. Couple of 3 inches in reach in that height advantage. He staggered him, and there he goes down to one knee. Caught him with the shot, and it was kind of a delayed up to 5 and 6. I think he'll be able to get up 7 and 8, and he does get up. He was caught by a shot that was a delayed reaction in the head. Into the 5th round, we'll show you a couple of different looks of this now. Boom. Right hand, left hand to the temple. So he had the head going both ways. Boom. This is a strong punch there, left hand to the temple. Yeah, that was the one that took him down to the knee. Now watch the overhead shot of this. Watch the left hand. Boom. Right on the temple. And that gets the brain bouncing around inside the skull. And now, let's see. With only 10 seconds to go, that left hook to the temple did a big job on him. And it causes the brain to crash into the right side of the head, and he just has to hang on. So that's a knockdown. A good job by Crawford dropping him with that shot to the temple, and he'll try to do that again in this round, I'm sure, to get that head spinning around. If he can stop him with the hard right hand that time upstairs. So right now Crawford is head hunting, and Georges is on the move. Caught him with a solid right hand again. He's not going to be able to take too many more of these single hard shots to the head. Now watch for the first right hand. You'll see this hurts him. That right there. See that snap the head? He's hurt right here. He's falling all over the place. And Kenny Bayless realizes it. Kenny Bayless taking a good look into his eyes because he is hurt. He's trying to get his legs back going. He's not interested in engaging right now. Now he waits. Gets nailed again. He drops him on his nose. And Kenny Baylor doesn't bother to count. He's knocked out. Again, a big shot by Crawford. You could see it coming because the legs weren't there for Andre Georges. And right before it happened, Kenny Bayless was looking into his eyes. As soon as he saw him crack, he stopped the fight immediately. Kenny's eyes. And this is the finishing series. Oh, man, that snapped the head. That's what they call a stem cell, when the head spins on the brain stem cell and it crashes the, oh man, it crashes the brain heavily into the side of the skull, exploding into a knockout. And this guy is out. And Kenny didn't even bother to count. Look at this. Boom. Oh. Vicious shot. Kenny wanted to stop it and was looking for a reason, but
Even though this fight wasn't televised since it was on the undercard, it ended up going viral for the way that Terence finished his opponent with the face plant KO.
Interested in engaging right now. Now he waits. Gets nailed again. He drops him on his nose. And Kenny Baylor doesn't bother to count. He's knocked out.
After a few more fights, Terence fought Breeders Prescott on March 30th, 2013, and this fight is widely considered to be his breakout moment in his career. Prescott was considered to be a feared, heavy-hitting veteran who was known for his 54-second knockout of Amir Khan, but Crawford insisted on fighting him.
Prescott will want to try to make sure this knockout artist and Crawford feels his power.
Just get through the first couple of rounds. Prescott likes to land big shots early.
Well, Crawford does doing now.
Yeah, you're right.
These two knockout artists.
Prescott does look, he looks like a weight class above, for sure.
It's possible that Prescott could be up to 150, because he's a much bigger looking guy. Again, Prescott in the white trunks was supposed to fight Alec Benavidez for the world title. He was on the calendar to fight tonight. Got a chance to move up and get this kind of exposure in the world scene.
Prescott almost landed a straight right hand.
Neither fighters really won this round, the first 2 minutes of it anyway. It'd be a difficult round to score at this point. Crawford is not shell-shocked. That's a slip all the way. Fell over his round number 2. A stiff jab there by Prescott. Prescott again in the white trunk. Crawford is undefeated, 19-0 to the left of your screen in the black and blue. Crawford is a wide-eyed fighter. I mean, he really concentrating on the eyes of Prescott. Believe it or not, even though he's 3 inches shorter, Crawford has an inch advantage in reach, but it's more that has a tendency to dip his shoulder in a bit more, so it's actually probably a couple of inches advantage. It's smart, though. I mean,
really fast. Switch to southpaw. Well, it's a good idea on that.
I don't like it when a right-handed fighter goes southpaw.
Maybe it's a natural southpaw.
And that could be. But see what happened? He get clipped with the right hand.
Right hand, he tried to throw the left.
You get hit one more time, you see him come for that right hand. See, he got the nice left hook in there of his own from the right-handed stance. The heaviest shot of the fight landed on his chin.
It did, you're right. And the right, you thought.
Terence Crawford, the undefeated 19-0 fighter in the blue with the black trims, and Breeders Prescott, a very experienced fighter out of Barranquilla, Colombia. The other time I saw him fight, he fought right-handed the whole time, and now here he is as a southpaw, jabbing with the right hand. Crawford's jab isn't landing. He's not getting a piece of it. He almost walked into that
You're right.
windmill of a right hand.
And his left jab is working perfectly in that second punch.
Punches, they lose accuracy, they get hit more, and they lack the power that they had when they fight orthodox.
And as you said, you've seen him fight before, and he's
Missing with his jab. He wasn't missing with his jab when he was fighting orthodox.
just another right hand, hit him right on the chin.
A little success here landing that left hand. Right hand jab actually touched up Prescott a little
Just
bit.
going to unload with that shot. There it is.
See, he loaded it up.
Just like
That's
that.
exactly what I was looking for. You could just tell the way his eyes were down. And
The rounds are close. And
that's the problem, though. The rounds are close.
that could take the round. Yeah.
The judges we expect to be in that area someplace. So this is round number 4 in a very close fight.
It looked like he was doing pretty well as a right-handed fighter, but he switching back and forward. He successful here too.
Is getting caught in the switch. You want to get back and make sure you're out of punching room when you switch back the right hand.
Yeah.
But he's comfortable now since, what, midway through the...
Throwing it. It could be a matter of time if he lands it.
Yeah, decent shot to the body that time, although Crawford was pulling out when he got
was Crawford. The clubbing right handed. Prescott just landed.
Got up around the ear. You're not used to it, but I mean, he looks comfortable. See, again, Crawford is getting his footsteps.
Double right jab by Crawford again.
Crawford's doing a terrific job boxing him. You know, you may be right, Wayne.
And Prescott is trying to land the right hand, but Crawford's been doing a good job of avoiding it.
The old boxing match. These guys are so similarly talented.
Throws it just like this. That was a good jab from Crawford. He just scores it nice. There's a right hook came off the jab. It was a nice shot.
Fighting as a southpaw. You don't fight naturally as a southpaw. And as I say that, look at this. He comes out jabbing with that right hand. I think he looks to me. Oh!
There it is.
Right hand power shot that fight who's really stepping way up in class. The Colombian fighter.
Right hand behind it. He may land it.
He's got excellent foot mobility. And it's a strategic boxing match.
It's a good technical fight. Both guys are
seesaw action back and forth. It's coming up after this fight. So I'm glad we can bring this technical fight to you. Crawford again in the black and blue trunks against a seasoned professional in British Prescott from Colombia.
He's getting hit with the right jab of Crawford every time. Jab, jab, and he's stepping forward.
Prescott just landed. I throw about 2 or 3 in a row. You know, grit the teeth that just come in and.
The Crawford's, he's getting confidence. You see, he's getting.
Well, they don't appreciate this.
It's competitive.
You appreciate it because you're a fighter.
Yes.
Black and blue trunks, and in the white with the white shoes. Fights out of Miami, Florida. Washboard stomach, terrific athlete, just 29 years of age.
Prescott's got to, instead of just really 3 shots, otherwise he's not. I can't see him land the right.
Landed too many left hands at all has Crawford either.
It's a flicking jab, the right jab flicking it out. Crawford is just got to get that a little bit closer, and Prescott can go to work.
Prescott trying to do that for Prescott to be fighting.
And Prescott is trying to land the straight right hand. The body was a left. He got caught with the left of the head.
Now jabbing with the left hand. Let's see if he gets any more accuracy now. Now look at that. Both hands landed.
He's getting really confident. Look at that. Jab the head, left hook the body. But Crawford.
He's no question in my mind, he's more accurate, better. He made Prescott miss a couple of shots. Ties him up now.
Easy out.
Dracula says easy out, guys.
Look pretty good.
And they yeah, as you say, look pretty good. They were heavier shots. Crawford grabs his head. That's okay. You're fighting a much more experienced fighter. And I wouldn't be too if a guy grabbed me and pulled me into him a couple of times.
Yeah.
But there's a way to handle that. And that's like throw 2 or 3 or 4 Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan with Wayne McCullough. And look at this. All of a sudden it gets robbed.
Yeah,
he's not having any success right now. You don't want to get careless. Things are going your way, seemingly going his way. Nice move.
Good hand speed, good footwork.
2 headbutts, so I think he's a little slit by the left eye of Prescott, and he's puffy underneath the eyes. This is tremendous for Crawford. This could put him in line for a world title shot.
Oh, he's got caught with the right, but he landed a good combination. He's looking to, yeah, you're right, he's loading up with it, he's looking to throw it. But if he threw the right hand, I would love to see it.
Now he goes to his right. That's the time to unload that right hand. Both loaded up shots that time. Just the power of the shoulders hit, and he almost took Prescott down.
Fell off his feet.
Prescott loads up windmills.
Almost like a baseball throw.
He's landed heavier shots in this round than what he has landed. Yeah, I don't know if I can give him the round though, Wayne.
No, it's just.
I don't like him either. If I was judging,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't give it 10-10 round, but
yeah.
In the 7th and first round went in favor of Prescott. We got a pretty close fight here.
You see Crawford, he picked the left, then gets out of range. There's a right hand from Prescott. Missed with the left too.
You want a war? You're going to see that in about 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But don't go away. Those are two of the better left hands. He hasn't landed a lot of them since he switched southpaw, but he landed those last two pretty well.
He's standing right in the middle there. He's just standing there throwing the shot, getting out of range. Prescott can't land anything.
And Prescott has fought more longer fights than has Crawford. We might still see it before it's over, but instead Crawford landing that jab. Prescott has thrown some of his right hands and it's frustrating. Look at that. That jab. No power behind it.
No power behind it. He goes off balance as well. That's why he's almost fell to the floor a few times.
Blue and red trim. Colombian flag. Crawford, who surprised us after a fight with a couple of exceptions as a southpaw, and he's been successful.
Prescott just landed a right hand there, but he didn't do anything behind it.
Chopping right hand that time, and he's got to do more than stay off that left shoulder. We use a prize fighter tomorrow when you're flying back to Miami, and you know, he did all right the first round, staying tentative because you might have been a little bit nervous, but by the second round, he got all kinds of confidence.
Yeah, he's put 1 jab, 2 jabs, 3 jabs at a time. Look at that, wow.
Nice return, counter punching there, beautiful. Back in the old schoolyard days, Wayne, you take a look at the two fighters, you know who lost this fight so far?
Crawford.
With a little help of a couple of headbutts. It's really good boxing.
It is good boxing. Prescott.
And in fact, until about the 6th round on, with the exception of the 7th round, which was another very close round.
Seconds down, let's go.
Well, to this point, Terence Crawford certainly has stepped up in class and certainly has, and of course, Christina punches with us. These two guys open it up here a bit. Conference in his corner, which is right above us, and he's throwing punches hard. Fighting as an orthodox fighter, he blasts him with the right hand this time.
But you're right, he fights better. He fights better as an orthodox fighter.
He really does. He's got a lot more power. His accuracy is superb. Look at him as a right-handed fighter.
He's going for the knockout.
Nobody's been down. There's certainly a fatigue factor because the work ethic here has been terrific.
He switches back the southpaw.
Now he's just loaded with confidence. He knows he's got the fight won, and he wins this fight, but stranger things have happened, so he wants to be sure that he wins this fight.
Yeah, he's making sure he's... He's loading up with every shot as well.
Prescott is it was like it was survive. Look at Crawford has stepped up in class, magna cum laude tonight.
He stepped well up in his...
Full guy. I mean, what condition he's in.
Yeah, he
10 full rounds of movement.
He could do the old 15 rounds without a problem.
Well, time is going to run out here. It's all over. I think Terence Crawford has won it, and my score sheet anyway, I got him comfortably winning the fight, 99-91. That was that one round that I scored 10-10, and you actually took the lead.
All to the winner by unanimous decision, still undefeated. From Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Crawford.
On June 15th, 2013, at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, Terence went against Alejandro Sanabria. This was Crawford's second appearance on HBO, and it helped solidify his status as a top contender. In fact, this was an eliminator for the WBO lightweight title, and it brought Terence one step closer to his goal of winning his first championship.
That he's been given credit for in Mexico. Coming prospect, come contender, is how does he take a punch? How does he deal with adversity? Ooh, Sanabria catches him with a left hook.
Twice.
Crawford switches southpaw and gets hit again with the Sanabria left hand, this time a jab. Now right to the body by Sanabria. Lomas de Sotelo, or Querétaro, or Tepic. But these are places I couldn't find on the map. Sanabria's wins couldn't have come against cab drivers because those towns aren't big enough to have cabs.
A lot of competition down in Mexico. They take boxing very seriously.
And it's been a very competitive second round. There's a good right hand by Crawford. Every single time that Crawford touches him.
We're going to learn a lot about Terence Crawford here in these next few rounds. It's a good thing for Crawford, though. This is the type of activity he needs to see before he challenges for a title.
Of Adrian Broner to move all the way up to 147 for his upcoming fight with Paulie Malignaggi. So there's room there for a star to emerge, and Crawford is hoping that he's the guy.
He looks like the most likely candidate, but he's also got to make sure that the puzzle doesn't figure out him, which is happening to some extent here.
Fight is really picking up tempo as they trade body shots, as Roy points out. And Crawford is trying to take the initiative and lands a straight right hand and a left hook that wobbled Sanabria momentarily. Now Sanabria scores a rally. Turns things around with the uppercut.
He can take a decent punch too, Roy.
Yeah. But yes, Terence Crawford takes a really good punch. Good move by Crawford.
Didn't know that we'd find that out tonight.
He wants to knock out. Here you see Crawford hit Sanabria with a beautiful lead right hand, but it was followed by a good shot to the head right here that I think is going to hurt more so than anything else. That shot. Then he came back and threw it again, the double left hook. And I think those shots had Sanabria in a little bit of trouble.
Later in the round, though, Sanabria made a little statement of his own with a couple of uppercuts on the inside against Crawford. All in all, CompuBox numbers in that round. Crawford, 18 out of 38 power punches in the third round.
I have a 29-28 for Crawford. First round, Crawford was too quick, too sharp. Second round, Sanabria edged him with the bigger shots, but Crawford came back strong in round 3, so I have Crawford up by 1 point.
I agree with that. That said, but Crawford's also run into a few himself.
Yeah, but the only thing you don't like is how hard Sanabria is breathing. He's breathing really hard early in this fight, and against a top-notch fighter, you don't want to find yourself breathing this hard in round 3.
With his right hand, wound up pulling the punch because he realized he was about to hit him in the cup.
And if Crawford will go to the body here, he may find out a little bit about Sanabria.
Good double right hand to the body by Crawford.
Just back. Sanabria caught him with the right hand out of it.
Oh, good uppercut.
Interesting variety of punches from both fighters.
Oh, good body shot by Crawford.
Crawford has dispensed with the counterpunching here, is taking over and leading, assaulting Sanabria, trying to make a statement as round 4 progresses.
With his fight somewhat because now he's out in front and starting to hit Sanabria with the lead pot shots.
Right,
now
this
Crawford
is a different.
and he did with great effect against greatest Prescott. He did it against Prescott to set up counter punches. He may be doing it here for, and you heard.
He's good defensively partly because he's not scared to get hit like that. Stay responsible, but not so much that he's out of the pocket and causing dull action. He's willing to take some risks even as he boxes.
15 knockouts.
Good
body shots there.
He said he wouldn't be gunning for a knockout tonight, but could have fooled me. Looks like he's gunning for 16 right here.
By Crawford in the mix of this combination
is moving his head and taking some risks.
Takes a right hand.
Appearance, though.
He's gonna punch at you. You gotta move that motherfucker, man. You slip, come back with something. Keep pushing.
CompuBox numbers through 5, and Crawford is beginning to build a margin, at least in those numbers. 82 out of 231 overall, 35%, pretty good percentage. And Sanabria is 51 of 219. Respectable. This is a knockdown. And Lawrence Cole is going to stop the fight.
Good stoppage. Sanabria couldn't stay steady on his feet.
Body shot knockdown.
No, lead left hook.
Lead left hook. Roy Jones, you're taking a page out of your book here.
Yeah, he went with the jab like he was coming with a lead jab. The kid reached for the jab, and he came around the right hand with a left hook, a beautiful left hook. Hard punch for a guy to stop.
You see the grin emerging on Crawford's face as he watches Sanabria somersaulting on the floor and realizes he may be on the verge of the KO. Here, another look.
I mean, Crawford came out with a guy who could handle himself, who hit Crawford on the button a couple times this fight, and was just an aggressive boxer puncher the whole fight, took risks, savaged Sanabria's body, and finished him with one shot upstairs. Very impressive performance.
There's the Crawford family. Dad Terrence Sr., Mom Deborah, reacting at ringside along with many around them. Crawford told us yesterday that there would be quite a number of people making it down to Dallas from Omaha, and they're celebrating at ringside right now. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 17 seconds into round number 6. The winner by knockout victory. He is still undefeated from Omaha, Nebraska, USA. Terrence Crawford.
In a much calmer fight, Terence fought Andrei Klimov on October 5th, 2013, in what is remembered to be a masterclass in technical boxing.
Total concentration in the eyes of both of these men. Klimov, while he only has 16 professional fights, had a slew of amateur fights at the international level. So far, his awkwardness hasn't caused any problems for Crawford. But we're just underway here. Round 1 of a scheduled tenor. The Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. Feeling each other a little bit in this round. Both guys semi-cautious. Klimov goes hunting low. Nothing there. Back with a solid jab is Crawford. Chopped him with the right hand, showing power, Larry.
Nice little quick short right hand here. Right now neither one is acting big. They're just testing each other, trying to see what they have. Klimov is going to the body a little bit more.
It's clear to me, Larry, that Crawford has quicker hands and quicker feet. He doesn't have much in his feet yet, but his hands are quick. When I say that, the other kid snaps off the right hand and was ticking for the chin, but didn't quite catch where it was supposed to land, right back with the left hook. They had to wait a long time. 3 national anthems, a lot of posturing, and a lot of that for you folks watching international had to do with the American network from Mark Sheridan, along with Larry Merchant tonight, and hopefully many nights to come, and our girl is Molly Sullivan. I suppose I should say our lady, but properly when I did today, Larry.
Supposedly like this here in Orlando, Florida, but they know what they like and don't like.
And then we're able to show you Felix Verdejo against Gary Irish, short as that went, but plenty of action there as well.
You say Crawford is now fighting southpaw.
And he does this, folks, by design. He's not doing it because he's tired or he's injured anything. This is the way he trains. He's trying to get in position now as a southpaw to work that right foot outside of the left outstretched foot of Klimov. Crawford looks okay to me as a southpaw. See if he can land some shots. Again, he misses the straight left.
What is that?
It's part of the WBO, and to win an ABO championship fight, immediately Larry kind of antsy right now. They've got the anticipation of the Cotto fight, and then the heels of the Win-Les fight. Well, Larry, one of the 6 things they said in the southpaw, they lose accuracy, and he is missing a lot of punches here. He throws that left hand down the middle, but he's not in position to land it. Hit and don't get hit. That's what Angelo Dundee used to preach, the great trainer.
Well, it usually is an excuse for a guy who doesn't hit a lot. Good right hand by Crawford, taken low by Crawford.
Notice the front feet as Crawford continues to fight as a southpaw. They're stepping on each other, and that can take away some power too. And it can also cause an ankle to roll up. This is good. It's enough to get the judges, who, by the way, are Fred Flutie, Michael Pernick, and Peter Trematera.
Crawford threw a nice body shot in here. In fact, the combination to the body.
I think Crawford should get back to fighting right hand and see if he can land some of these punches. I think when he first switched, you pointed out, Larry, he landed a pretty good straight left hand. He hasn't landed much since in the southpaw stance. That was more of a push.
I have Crawford winning all three tactical rounds by narrow margins, but he's done most of the landing.
And I would agree with that all the way. I got it scored 30-27 as well.
You know, if it's a good fight, both guys can move on. If it's a bad fight, it's not good for either one of them, no matter who wins.
And he looks stronger, but can he land more? If things are going this way, I want to throw the ears back and let fly with that left hand. Let's try 3 or 4 or 5 of them in a row. Try to hurt this guy. Come up on the other hand, wants to box with this guy. He clipped with a pretty solid right hand that time. And now Crawford does what he's been doing. It's a lesser title. Larry said, what does it mean? You heard my answer. It means something to the fighters. Doesn't mean a lot to the fans, though. You came and did just that. Now it looks like he wants to pick up the pace. Let's see if Andrei Klimov can stay with the pace as it's picked up. He stays southpaw. So what do you fight? The first 2 rounds orthodox and then switch to southpaw? For the last 2 or the last 3? Swinging that hand. He looks to me like he's ready to take some liberties here, Larry.
I think he's frustrated. I think he'd like to be able to show his stuff.
That's more action than what we've seen. Goes with the left hand lead. His power shot. That opens up the right. Loaded up the right hand. Whistled over his head. Didn't land though. You don't go to a well and don't bring back the water. That's what he did. But he timed it perfectly. He dropped it 3 inches. He would have taken the head off of Klimov. Larry and I have been knowing each other for close to 45 years. And this is our first night together.
What we could ask for is good fights that beats everything else. And Crawford is trying to make a good fight here now. You wonder if Klimov has it in him to respond.
Doesn't look like it to me. The other guy has looked strong from the get-go. Closing 10 seconds of the 5th. You're not going to be 17-0. You're going to be 16-1. Because he's an absolutely no strength that Crawford obviously has because of his strength and conditioning coaches and the great coaching that he's getting from his longtime coaches that are with him. He's a well-conditioned athlete.
If you come to America from abroad and you want to make a name for yourself, you want to make a place for yourself, you want to make money, you got to go for it. You got to bring something special to Moscow full time.
Good solid shot landed by Crawford as he's done it. He hasn't had a lot of them, but he's landed 4 or 5 a round and winning every round of this fight. It's not pretty.
I mean, in a sense, he's built his whole career for this moment. And he's just not up to the moment.
last 15 seconds now. And don't run away, because Cotto and Delvin Rodriguez coming up.
With a win over Klimov, Crawford made himself the mandatory challenger for the WBO lightweight world title. On March 1st, 2014, Terence fought Ricky Burns for his very first world championship title. Terence went overseas to fight Ricky in his own backyard as he went to Glasgow, Scotland, and he managed to put on a great show in front of 11,000 hostile fans.
Committing himself quite right.
Burns looking to throw it. Crawford saw him coming. Moment. The referee letting both fighters know that.
Right hand from Burns as he's walked onto a right hand as well. Yep.
He's worked with David Brophy. They've often been sparring partners together.
You know, I don't see this southpaw stance.
Crawford being very circumspect in this round. That was one of the fast and going to be faster than Burns. Nice shot again from Burns. A right hand from Burns, who's slick biting his punches blocked off. A lot of work being neutralised for both fellas.
Over is maybe what's whole, whereas Crawford is doing the fancy, the slick stuff. We start seeing a little bit more quality.
Burns has landed. Crawford's always looked for a response, and Crawford up for the first time in the fight, and he targeted.
Maybe if they've prepared for a switch hitter, I still think Crawford is better orthodox.
Going to the right hand.
Expect to catch this fellow. Again, I see him as more impressive. Look, he's given as good as he's getting at the moment. Catching, Burst could be stealing it.
But Jim, you go back to that assault. Switched it as he was looking down, and Burns needs to knock him out of that. The body shot wasn't the best.
Needs to put punches together and putting it on them. We're not seeing it
in his corner as well. They think, oh, that's really good work, and he's exactly where he wants to be right now, Terence Crawford.
Crawford definitely has looked out of range at the same time. Himself out of there. He's got to commit himself.
And that summed it up for Burns, miles away with a right hand. Bit of blood coming, Burns, I think, felt that again.
No, but I don't want to go on about this jaw of his. But I mean,
But look, it made no impression on Crawford, who came straight backward. That's a really good response from the American.
Wait, he fought against Beltran, he's taken there without throwing a punch.
Against Ricky.
But now from Ricky. I think he's been said he's doing it's not working, it's not going to start working.
And out of range. Catching him again. I'm in two minds about Crawford for what we've.
To be honest with him, I think the big from Crawford. Oh, good shot there.
And dramatic. Sure.
Crawford, but maybe he feels he can afford to do that. This kind of boxing is giving officials an excuse to see how they like in this round or the previous one, out in a bad mood. And a big smack dealt with that in between rounds.
And Crawford not letting go either.
He's been hesitant, he's been uncomfortable, he's in a here and there. No, cupped his hands up, tight defence as though he was pretty. Often we saw this, we didn't see him do this.
To become a former world champion.
12 rounds of championship boxing. All three judges are in. And the new.
Yeah, there it is, Terence Crawford.
One of Terence's most exciting fights was against Yuriorkis Gamboa on June 28, 2014 in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska. This time around, Terence was able to fight in front of a sold-out crowd of over 10,000 fans who were rooting for him in his hometown.
First jab by Crawford.
Not much difference between the two fighters so far. If I had to guess, I'd say that Crawford has landed more blows than has Gamboa. And as Larry said, and I expect soon he's going to have to take some risks. In spite of the crowd and the reaction that Crawford has, he's perfectly comfortable in doing exactly what he's doing.
Crawford so calm all week long, such a calm demeanor. And I don't think this crowd will get to him in that sense. I think he'll be very under control all night long, doing exactly what he needs to do.
Good right hand on the inside.
See if anything changes. There's the jab immediately in the face of Gamboa.
A lot of the questions early was how if Gamboa was going to have any ring rust.
But at this distance, Crawford can outbox him all night like this.
His team speaking somewhat candidly, but it was a little tough for him making 135 this time around, Colonel.
Well, at least the promoter wanting him to go to 140. But all of that's academic right now. And a little rough on the inside there. Both have 16 knockouts. Gamboa looks like he's going to put the metal to the pedal in this round.
The picture changes. Good right hand on the inside, but didn't hurt Gamboa.
Crawford elects to go for a southpaw for a couple of seconds, and he gets whacked. Closing seconds of the third round. They exchange shots, but I think Gamboa got the better of it. Have gone in favor of Gamboa. They have on our score sheets, but we're unofficial. Chops him with the right hand, fighting from the southpaw stance.
Well, he's not switching. He's just fighting left-handed now.
This is a left hand got through, but did it shake Gamboa? And Boa's on the assault, putting pressure still.
And that was a question too coming into the fight, Larry, was Gamboa's chin.
Two undefeated fighters. He's had that puffy cheek for a couple of rounds now.
Good little right hand hook by Crawford.
And remember, Terrence said when he fights as a southpaw, he feels like he has more power with his left, but he's not landing many lefts. He's not touching him when he's jabbing as a southpaw. As this kid Gamboa is very quick on his feet and with his hands.
Oh, he hurt him with the right hand.
Yeah, he staggered and dropped him with the left hand. He hurt him with the right, then the left hand dropped him. Here's Gamboa now. And he's nailed with that left hand and dropped. You're right, Larry, he was getting brave. And he was out of position. And the rest of this round, he's fighting on instinct.
Gamboa got a little too reckless.
Well, you said he was going to have to at some stage, and he's real reckless now, but his legs aren't there. Terrence touches him up with a pretty good jab, whacks him with the left hand, downstairs, loads up with the right hand.
Gamboa is fighting
right
back valiantly.
He is hurt, trying to hang on. Terrence imposing his will on Gamboa right now. Gamboa is staggering. Slides to his right, nail with another right hand. He's ready to go again, but we're out of time in the fifth round. Nails him again. He's back on his heels.
Took some heavy shots at the end of that round, so let's see.
Evens out the fight, I think, on our cards, right, Colonel, at 47 all.
Yeah, at the very least. But that's the least important thing right now. The thing is, can he continue the pace? He's fighting as a right-handed fighter now. Almost 2 minutes into this sixth round.
Very flat-footed. I was just going to say that, Colonel. Still looking a little shaky as he kind of walks forward with heavy feet.
Gamboa's legs are totally back, so whatever they've done in the corner, he's revived. And as I say that, he gets whacked.
Well, as you pointed out, Colonel, he's been looking down, and when he looked down, Crawford popped him.
Very slippery, yeah.
All those punches that Gamboa threw and nothing really touched Crawford. All right, here we go to round number 8. The Colonel Bob Sheridan with Larry Merchant, Christina Ponce, watching Top Rank Boxing.
I don't know if there's a home fit, if there's necessarily going to be a hometown advantage, but there shouldn't be a hometown disadvantage, and he'll get credit for everything he does at the very least.
Oh, here's Gamboa in the process of landing some shots. Now, he dropped him, hit him with the right hand and the left hand. and the knee went down. Take a look at this knockdown. Now you see who's on the assault. Not really landing many blows, and then bang, right across the jaw, left hand, and a solid right hand. And it dropped him down to the canvas. Because Gamboa's still on his feet. There's not a lot of time left in this 8th round. There he is again. And he got hurt again. As Gamboa was throwing his shoe-shine punches, Crawford blasted him one more time. Just got himself in position to make that call because he was kind of behind. Gino Rodriguez being the official that was able to call that immediately when that foot hit the canvas. In the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Actually, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Right hand landed, and now Crawford's gone back to conventional. He lands an uppercut.
Solid uppercut. And it's my belief that he hurt Terence Crawford at some stage in this 9th round. Hey, Crawford cracked him again and straightened out the right leg of Gamboa. He drops him again. That's a hard knockdown that time with the left hook.
To be a real champion.
Remember, there are stages in that round where I thought that he might have been hurt, and he drops him with a vicious left hook. He still has time to finish him off. 22 seconds, he's back at him. Gamboa's totally out on his feet. Can Crawford catch him one more time? There's no quitting Gamboa. He keeps battling, falling forward. Uppercut, drops him again. It's all over. Terence Crawford has stopped Yuriorkis Gamboa to defend his title in his hometown.
Never before defeated, obviously never knocked out. One of the most celebrated amateurs of his time.
Crawford was able to showcase his ability to adapt under pressure as he switched to southpaw in the middle of the fight to neutralize Gamboa's speed and range.
Drops him again. It's all over. Terence Crawford has stopped.
On November 29th, 2014 at the CenturyLink Center in Omaha, Nebraska, Terence put on a show for his hometown fans yet again when he fought Raimundo Beltran. With a win over his opponent, Terence would not only retain his own WBO lightweight title, but he would capture the vacant lineal and the Ring Magazine lightweight titles as well.
Beltran touches him up downstairs. And it certainly is the case with the athletic ability of Terence Crawford. Might have to lean towards Crawford in that round as the champ. Beltran knows he can't win a decision, so at some stage you get turned up a big knot.
Crawford's speed and footwork.
So Crawford staying orthodox the entire 1st round, and he's been southpaw most of this round. Trying to confuse Beltran. Beltran hasn't sparred with Manny for 2012, but Crawford...
There's one shot by Beltran. He's gonna need more. He's got to put them together.
Terence's positioning is perfect. He's fighting from the outside. Lets that left hand go.
Great concentration by Crawford. I mean, it's hard. You know, he's fighting his hometown. He got all those fans that are... Look how smart. Look how he's putting him around.
Made him look awkward. And that, you know, when a fighter falls in the ropes like that,
and everything becomes automatic for him, and getting into it a little earlier than I've seen him before, which might be bad news for Ray Beltran.
Crawford facing you now, name on the front.
Ooh.
Good right hand landed by Ray Beltran. That got Crawford's attention. They're really a little loose on the knees right now.
And that front leg keeps kind of locking up, which is kind of a sign of weakness, but saved by the velvet.
CenturyLink Center in Omaha, Nebraska. The Colonel Bob Sheridan, the Raul Monte Marquez, and Cristina Pancha. Our champion, Terence Crawford, in the white trunks. There's a perfect distance for this guy, and positioning is so key for him.
Beltran is on him.
If Beltran has more power, he's unable to land the shots, and so far the heaviest blow has been landed
He's getting tagged with that jab of Terence Crawford every time. The swelling on the eye. Yeah, you can see it already.
It's the left jab because as you take a look at the right eye, he's puffy below that as well. Crawford, they're really working with the face of and Crawford continues to box excellently. Whether he fights southpaw or as an orthodox fighter, he's able to land his... Catches Beltran coming in with the right hand. That's a powerful jab that he's got. Beltran caught him, and now he goes to work with the body upstairs.
That's what that's the kind of fight Beltran's going to make.
This isn't the fight he wants, but at some stage, fighters will fight like this. Now he gets his distance, and Beltran comes on.
Catching Beltran coming in.
Very accurate is Terence. And there have been a couple of times when Terence has decided to engage with him inside and to gain some of that hand speed again.
And when he does, it's usually like one at a time. It's not 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Gotta be more consistent, more combinations.
Every once in a while, Terence will plant and stay right and won't give ground and will go ahead and mix it. And that's not the style he wants to fight. But as long as he's
doing angles and 3 and 4 punch combinations.
Crawford is so quick on his feet that it's very difficult for him to set him up. Catch him again. He's tried it. I think that's his 5th time, and he just hasn't caught him flush. And a lot of that is because of the defensive Terence, the way he moves so well. Keep getting in position. He can't get the position he wants.
Time it. It's hard to time it.
Meanwhile, Crawford has perfect position.
We see Crawford lead left to the body.
Now he plants and he's ready to mix his Terence Crawford. Beltran looks very frustrated right now. He lands the right hand. Crawford lets him go. There's the hand speed of Terence Crawford as Beltran goes after him. Crawford plants. He doesn't run. He's ready to exchange. Body shot. Back to his Beltran, but he can't land it now. And in both of the occasions that he's done that, he's taken the advantage away after the exchange.
That's not the solution. Look at that. That's one. Look at that speed.
Now Beltran, out of frustration, comes in and tries to throw something.
Crawford, he's smart. He ties him up and then just walks him down. Let the referee break him apart.
A little more offensive than what we've seen thus far through 8 rounds.
You know, Christina, I think he's trying to do that, but he's so hard to hit that it's frustrating. Here he is landing a few shots now in the ring. Does Crawford, gets him out where he wants him. And goes back to the jab. The hand speed has been the big difference in the fight. And you're right, I hasn't tried to mix it up more, but I have a sense that it's the defense of Crawford more than the inability or the lack of desire.
We'll see Crawford punishing that left eye. Look at that. 2 jabs, 2 solid jabs. Beltran misses with the lead, and Crawford just keeps jabbing. What Crawford is doing.
And Vargas, when you fought him in his prime, was very fast.
Exactly. On film, you know, when I was studying cases, that's has been the problem here tonight with Beltran. Beautiful body shot there. Left hand to the body. Beltran just ran right into the solar plate.
That left cheek. Oh, he caught him with the right hand. He's not going to call that a knockdown. He calls it a slip, but there was a punch there that dropped him.
No knockdown.
Here's the incident right here. I mean,
well, looks like.
Let's see. We'll see it again. So he gets hit.
Where would he have slipped?
I don't see him slipping.
It looked like his leg just got.
Not that it makes any difference at this stage, but Beltran was hit with a punch and he was down. Now the blood trickles from that, what could be a broken nose. It's been a problem all night. Big left hand. Here's Crawford on the assault. Trying to finish it right now. But there's not going to be enough time in this 11th round. But a big finish in the 11th round. He outworked him with his jab in the early going. When they had the exchanges, he won the exchanges. He made Beltran miss. Look at this. Beltran, I give him all kinds of credit in the world. He's some tough cookie. A couple of borderline body shots there that really have to be taking the wind out of Beltran right now.
With this win under his belt, Terence managed to end 2014 by being named Fighter of the Year with his wins over Burns, Gamboa, and Beltran. On April 18th, 2015, Terence started his journey to becoming a multi-division world champion when he faced Thomas Dulorme. This fight was Terence's debut at junior welterweight, and the win here would mean that he could snatch up the vacant WBO junior welterweight title.
On a fight, and here Dulorme seems to want to upset that, setting the pace, and maybe Crawford has somewhat subdued him already by easily blocking these shots.
When Crawford's smart.
Dulorme knocked out by Carlos Abreu, his only loss. Unification in the corner.
Well, it means a lot because it gets strange if there's a moment of distress. He's such a good professional fighter because of his calmness. I'm ready to get all of his good energy out, and then he'll start fighting Dulorme.
Dulorme trying to step up the activity, but Crawford easily weaved both jabs.
Dulorme, he's doing things that are working things, but he's not really doing things that are boxing things.
Later on, from Verona, New York, Matisse Provodnikov, which, boy, the bell hasn't rung for it yet, and it's already almost a Fight of the Year candidate.
World War III is about to break out in Verona.
The chess match that many anticipated.
Just to let him know I can hit you whenever I get ready.
And just then rolls with the shoulder, so Dulorme's punch goes wide and connects with his own inside. When you say he's working, but he's not really making boxing moves, Roy, can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, he's throwing punches, but he's throwing punches with no intent afterwards. Like, see that what he just did? He just did a straight right lead, and he knew he was going to bail out after that because he expected to make contact with that punch. Watch. Dulorme landed a good uppercut there, but that was just a reactive thing. He threw an overhand right and followed with a left uppercut. Nothing that he set up, he just threw it. See, Dulorme threw that hook with no intent of doing anything afterwards.
And throws a flailing left hook, to which Crawford responds with a straight right hand that lands and a jab.
And while Crawford is throwing a straight right lead, he's eventually going to try to set up a hook afterwards.
Thanks, Harold. And Roy, I can see that. While Crawford, you could see, was strategically in control of the fight, in terms of the actual action, Dulorme was busier in the first two rounds.
Yeah, because like I said, he's working, he's pushing the issue, but he got to do it with boxing intent to last 10 rounds or 12 rounds. And at some point, he has to start making real boxing moves.
In and catching Crawford on the way in. Crawford switched to southpaw. I think Crawford is fighting maybe a little more tentatively because he's at 140 pounds against a big 140-pounder.
Chances.
And those punches don't quite have the same effect on you if you've done your work.
If you've done your work later early in the fight. But if you land it early, it could cause all types of problems.
Crawford smiling at Dulorme. Dulorme staying behind the jab, not allowing Crawford to actually dominate the action, even if Crawford's giving the impression that he's under control.
Crawford better be careful because Dulorme is a big puncher here.
Good right hand at the end of that round by Crawford.
The work ethic that Dulorme has. It does. That was a good boxing move. Like I told you last round, now he's starting to do boxing moves, and it may be that he's warming up now.
Staying orthodox for now. Looks like he was thinking about giving southpaw a try just then. Look at this. Total punches landed so far. Dulorme's thrown 266, landed 19%, but because he's busier, he has the advantage through 5, 50-43 over Terence Crawford in terms of punches landed. And that might be the only one that matters so far.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell you. He's waiting about to about round 6, and you see what happened in round 6.
All that boxing studying through the first 5 has paid off big here in 6 for Terence Crawford. He's measuring and tattooing Dulorme in the corner. Crawford, just with surgical precision, drops Dulorme again.
Flashing good power for Terence Crawford against the big guy for the 140-pound division. Look at the accuracy here, Roy. The way he's setting him up, the way Terence Crawford is setting Delorme up for these surgical strikes.
And he's smart. He's beating the head and the body muscles. He's not just head hunting. This is what you want to see in a good champion. He's not just strictly head hunting when he has to get hurt. He's going to the head and the body.
It's pretty clear through those first 5 rounds, Crawford studied up and now knows every single thing he has to do, and he did it. That is a sensational 6th-round knockout for Terence Crawford. One sensational performance after another.
After dropping Delorme 3 times in a single round before finishing the fight, Terence made his first step towards becoming the first undisputed champion of the 4-belt era at 140 pounds. For his first defense of the WBO junior welterweight title, Terence fought Thierry Jean on October 24, 2015. Once again, Terence was able to defend his new belt in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska.
Them function as trainers. Both talk to him during the fight in the corner. Hard right hand by Thierry Jean over the top.
You got to try to counter it with the hook, which makes it much more dangerous.
Hard right hand by Crawford.
Paul, he throws a 1-2, and Darius tries to counter the left hand, which is a straight left this time, and allows you to get caught with the right hook because you got to get closer to counter the straight left than you would have had to get to counter the left jab. And then you got to know what he is. He knows how to do both. He knows how to box, and he knows
Crawford.
Yeah, this is not bad John. It's really good Crawford.
Wobbles him again. No confidence in any of the things he might be thinking of.
I think he sees it better.
Well, not only does he see it better, but it also allows him to counter quicker. Leonard, both of the Spinks brothers, Leo Randolph, 5 gold medals, and he was the best boxer there. This guy's a guy that people don't understand, had some of the quickest hands, smoothest feet, and one of the best amateur fighters to ever live.
And has never smoked in his life, but now suffers from steady habit through 3.
Okay, so I got a 3-0, 30-26, Terence Crawford.
Then staggered him again in the 2nd round with the right hook, and has continued in the southpaw stance, landing power
style. You come to fight Terence Crawford. Anybody who knows Terence,
southpaw, not nearly as lengthy as Terence Crawford, and it's that ability of Crawford to sort of trying to put on a show and make a play.
Across the sports landscape with the special athletes.
Hard left hand by Crawford. Drives John into the corner. Crawford was smiling at him before he launched this assault. Crawford's actually having fun in there tonight.
He is putting on a show. A hurt show.
And listen, John is a gambler, so he got to keep himself careful, keep his head down, because
body shot by Crawford.
Really nice straight left hand right to the chest.
Crawford, when he wants to, can put together combinations.
Like that.
Another right hook.
The right uppercut.
Switching back to the conventional stance. Shocking John with the conventional stance. Suddenly landing power shots out of that and then going back to southpaw right away.
His wrist. He likes to fight.
Right away, as soon as Roy said that. But within 30 seconds after, lands a right hand again. Lands a left hook. Lands a straight.
Any concern about those right hands that he throwing counters?
Just catching him with his left hand like that.
Finally, Bud seems really animated.
Trash, I think he called it something else. Oh, good shot.
Hard right hand by John. His best punch of the fight so far. And maybe they should be a little more concerned about the right hand. But that got Crawford's attention. And now Crawford wants to answer that.
Good right hand by
with
John.
Another hard right hand.
I told you, John.
2 big right hands by John in this round.
I told you John is a gambler.
And now Crawford wants to punish John the same way Golovkin punished Lemieux. And Tony Weeks
thought he heard the bell. It was
thought he heard the bell. Crowd doesn't like that because I think Weeks kept Crawford from getting a knockout.
That is something that happens in boxing.
John is an addictive person. He loves to gamble. And there you see him gambling with that overhand right. He finally got it to work. He's been taking a risk and doing it every time he got in trouble in previous times in the fight. This time he finally took that gamble, and it paid off just a little bit.
Very firmly will be Pacquiao's last appearance in the ring.
the speed and the velocity on the punch. It's just that he's fighting a tougher guy, a guy who can take and absorb much more, a guy opponent that we've seen in front of Triple G. Besides with you,
we're going to have to do a Triple G PowerPoint.
That punch momentarily buckled John's knee. One punch, he's down again. And John is telling Weeks he got hit on the back of the head. And now he's going to try to beat the count.
Come here. It wasn't intentionally behind the head, but the second punch, which comes right here, was in the back of the head.
Very dangerous punch in boxing. One of the most. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Look, Jim, I got it 90 to 79, 9 rounds to nothing. Terence Crawford. Jim, I gave him that 8th round with Derry Jean landed 2 big right hands because he jumped right on Jean and hurt Jean after Jean landed the right hand. 9 to nothing, Crawford.
Crawford with both hands.
2 hard right hooks off the top of the head. John looking for a way out of the corner. Can't find it. Getting hammered by Crawford. Hard left hand. Right hook. Another left cross.
Weeks of looking for an excuse to step in here.
Yeah, he is. And I love that in a fighter.
Those counters where you could understand where the corner thinks maybe he can score a miracle.
Vicious body shots there. Derry Jean is a tough guy in here this long.
Oh, good right hand by Derry.
There it is.
And hand right there will get him countered if he's not careful.
Yeah, and he's getting
caught with a right hook, caught with a left hand, and Tony Weeks is going to stop it.
Good stoppage by Tony Weeks. Save him from himself.
Derry Jean was trying his best. Crawford on the hunt right here, sensing that Derry Jean's legs were weakening, constantly kept the pressure on, landing left hands and right hooks like that left hand right there. That hurt him. That hook sent him through the ropes. And the referee had seen enough at that point because he realized that Jean's legs were hurt and that Jean was not going to submit to this. You had to save him from himself at this point. And I think the referee did a great job of saving Derry Jean from him.
After the fight, Terence tried to prove his pound-for-pound status by calling out Manny Pacquiao in front of the entire world. In Terence's first time headlining at Madison Square Garden, he fought Henry Hank Lundy on February 27, 2016. Henry spent most of the pre-fight time claiming that he was going to destroy Crawford, but it ended up being a one-sided match.
Against the credible but heavy underdog, Hank Lundy. Both fighters start out in the conventional stance. Both have been known to switch to southpaw. With Lundy, it's just that he switches to southpaw. With Crawford, it's that he becomes an even more dynamic. He told us yesterday that he would switch southpaw as soon as Crawford did, but he hasn't done it yet, and he gets in a left hook. Does Hank Lundy.
It was a 2-piece, Jim.
Opponents have been able to hit Crawford, and that was a hard left hook by Lundy. So Lundy gets in the first couple of hard punches. Delorme won the early rounds against Crawford. Gamboa won the early rounds against Crawford. And right now, Lundy is winning the first round against Crawford.
Lundy describes himself as an open class fighter. In the amateurs, you're a novice till you have a certain number of fights, then you're open class.
Good counterpunch by Crawford there. Lundy missed. Crawford caught him on the chin. Still in the southpaw stance is Terence Crawford. It's just the nature of his face. It's not that he's trying to be unusually dramatic. He understands that the role of the referee is not to be the star of the show, but sometimes you can't take your eyes off of it.
Lundy's had a good success here and there against Crawford. He's got to put something on him that wears him down as the fight progresses.
Well, you got to prove to Crawford that you can hurt him, because if you don't, he's going to stay right here in your face, and he's going to keep the pressure on until he forces you into a mistake. Then when he hits you with something hard, it's going to hurt.
Another good combination from Lundy after Crawford had caught him with a couple of shots. Clearly, Hank Lundy wins the first round with straightforward aggression. Round one winds up statistically even on the CompuBox count. Crawford was 14 out of 51, Lundy 13 out of 46, but those early hard shots from Lundy were the most effective punches in the round. And I'm not the scorer here, of course. Our unofficial scorer is Harold Letterman. We'll show you his card after the third round. You may have noticed there that Crawford has two trainers, Brian McIntyre and Esau Dieguez.
for a guy as skillful as Crawford, he likes to fight. And Lundy, it seems, wants to bring that out in him early in the fight to give himself better chances.
Well, that's the best chance for Lundy, to make it an ugly fight, make it a swapping fight, so that he can get a chance to land something big. And the way the fight goes, the better it is for Terence.
He made some of his fans nervous, clearly losing the early rounds to Delorme. Eventually, it became clear he was bringing Delorme in. He was reeling them in like a fish, giving him opportunities to land so that Delorme would in fact come forward with some.
Yep, but Delorme is a skillful athlete who happens to box. Lundy is a fighter.
Yeah.
And there's a difference.
Yeah, you can look at him now and tell he's a much smaller guy. He's not really the bigger guy here. He probably should still be campaigning at 135, but he's the type of guy that if nobody else will fight Crawford, he'll take it.
He already shook his head no, which means, of course, yes. He got caught with a good shot, Lundy did. He says he has a trap set for Crawford when Crawford positions.
But we haven't seen anything else since then.
That's right.
Doing that to hide the left hand?
He's doing it to hide the left hand, Jim, but he's also doing it to try to get a range, use it as a range finder. Because once he gets the range, he'll know when he can attack like that with a straight left hand. But when you put it at his forehead, use that to gauge how far away he is or how much more ground you have to cover when you do go to attack with a big punch.
Holmes did the same thing. That's exactly right.
Not a heavy jab.
No, it's not a heavy jab at all. It's a range finder to keep me busy and to let me know how far away or how much more of a makeup I have to do to get to you.
That was a pretty heavy jab by Lundy.
Yeah, it was.
The quintessential heavy jab would be what we're rotating his fist down into Lemieux's mouth over and over with the jab.
Because he wasn't concerned about Lemieux countering the jab at all. These two guys are more experienced. You fight a guy from Philadelphia, you know he knows how to counter a jab if you come in there jabbing like an idiot.
See, a fight like this, they're both boxers. I mean, Lundy thinks of himself as a boxer, and Crawford's obviously a boxer.
But nevertheless, they don't like each other. You can feel it, and the fight is likely to break out again.
And I saw Terence just get really close with the straight left hand. He used the jab a couple times to get close, then he tried it, but Hank was smart enough to avoid the left hand.
That was such a smart move by Lundy, getting inside his deep amateur background. He's just a real fighter.
Lundy, after finding that range, he finally figured out how to step in and land a good, powerful jab right there. He took a small jab from Crawford as well, but he
landed 27. Lundy landing only 9 out of 77 attempted. Crawford's already thrown 103 jabs in the fight. He's been very busy with the right hand since putting that stick in front after he switched to the southpaw stance. Harold, how do you have the fight through the first 3 rounds?
Okay, Jim, I got it 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Terence Crawford. Lundy. I mean, he's doing a nice job keeping good distance, landing that right jab constantly. Anyway, 2 rounds to 1, Terence Crawford.
Max, you agree with Harold's score?
Yep.
So we go to the 4th, and still Crawford stays in the southpaw stance. Tonight, he dispensed with the conventional stance 44 seconds into the fight and has standing southpaw ever since. That takes the element of surprise away, but more and more, fight by fight, it appears that this is the way he's most effective anyway.
Oh, Hank's turned southpaw now.
So now they're both fighting in southpaw stances.
And here we, even though it's early, you start to get to a moment of truth. Lundy, through his, pluck and his timing and his competitiveness, made it a good fight for 3 rounds. We know Crawford starts slow. He analyzes his opponent, and then he starts to break them down.
Also have given Crawford a chance to land something big.
Yeah, he may give Crawford a chance for the straight left hand or the overhand left, and it looks like Lundy is bleeding on the outside of his right eye.
Yep.
See that hook right there? Crawford lands.
Crawford's caliber, it gets to a point in the fight where they figure some things out, and all of a sudden the other guy's head starts to get flown this way and that way in 2 and 3 punch combinations. The sweat and blood starts to fly, and Crawford, I think, is starting to feel like it's entering that phase of the fight.
A good counter by Hank.
Hard left hand. Crawford showing you the beard. which he has shown us in several fights. He took some hellacious shots from Yuriorkis Gamboa before turning the fight around and knocking Gamboa out. Lundy, who likes to call himself Hammer and Hank, with a little grin on his face as he comes out for round 5. First round, Lundy got the jump on Crawford early. Harold Letterman gave him the round. Since then, Harold has scored every round so far for Crawford. 3 out of 4.
Deal with that jab, and hopefully it'll open up something else for Crawford.
Another left hand landed for Lundy. Crawford came back with a 1-2 of his own.
Yeah, both fighters just Lundy. Lundy has to be careful because Crawford's going to set him up right there.
Big left hand and another left hand. Momentarily wobbles Lundy.
Yeah.
Lundy trying to find his legs. Crawford looking for a way to land another shot. Left hand knocks Lundy into the ropes. Good body shot by Crawford.
And Lundy let Crawford get a little too close, and you saw that coming.
Down goes Hank Lundy on a Crawford left hand. Swipe fans love Steve Willis.
Hey, are you all right? Look at me. You all right? Come here. He let Crawford get a little too close.
Hard left hand. Hard left hand again. Crawford wailing away at Lundy in the corner, and Willis is going to stop it. And just like that, class will tell. Terence Crawford has another big knockout victory.
And like the Delorme fight for Crawford, the fight's going...
On July 23rd, 2016, Terence Crawford fought Victor Postal in a high-stakes unification bout. Both fighters went into the fight with undefeated records of 28 wins and 0 losses, but that wouldn't stay the same for Victor.
Crawford, of course, has his name in the front. He's got the green trunks with kind of the gold lettering and his logo down the side, and the blue and a little bit of red on his trunks is Victor Postal.
That's what Postal will be looking to do, looking to more counter.
Well, both of these guys can punch and counter-punch.
You know, the first time I ever did a Crawford broadcast, I didn't do those fights in Omaha, but when he won in Arlington, Texas, and he beat Thomas Delorme, and we were sitting at the apron that night and watching.
Crawford, see that right foot to the outside. That means he can get his leverage with his left hand down the middle. The Postal touches him to the body with the jab, gets his combination. Yeah, here he is with that, shorter reach, and he's doing a good job getting to the body of Postal.
It's frustrating him a little bit because Postal, like you said, can't get inside. Kind of paused that jab hand out there, but no, I haven't really seen many body shots yet from Crawford, and I'd like to see him try to get inside more. Oh, there's a good left.
Pretty good counter punch there, too, that Crawford got hit by.
Yep. That right hand counter by Postal. Postal there through the left jab and then that right uppercut. Look at Postal's face. Look at
Well, there's going to be more flurries like this throughout the course of this fight. Neither one of these guys are going easy.
Oh.
Everything that Crawford does, the crowd kind of goes nuts.
Looked like it was him that got by Crawford right there.
Now Crawford is fighting a very smart fight.
And you can hear them cheering. That's the long looping in. Every time Crawford does something well, the crowd either comes to its feet or gets real excited. At the Hall of Fame ceremonies a couple of weeks ago, and he just enjoys himself. That's going to be scored as a knockdown because his knee touched. And Postal is really annoyed with that.
Right, this came right at the bell. He comes out, little right to the top of the head. He just cuffed him with it. Knee barely touches, but there was...
Gets more and more confident in his abilities. That side of him will come out.
Wait, people say, that he doesn't talk a lot of trash.
What a great counterpunch. He touches the canvas again. Yep. That's another knockdown. And Tony right on it. His gloves definitely hit the canvas. The canvas is what happened.
Now the second knockdown, there was a real punch here. See that left? See that left? Now that gets him going. He goes across just the bare touch of a glove. The first knockdown was just a little cuffing shot, but the second one, that's a real, there's going to be a real punch. You saw it, that left hand. Postal just has not hit him enough to slow him down at all.
There's one of those slick things again. He feinted in. Slick movement there. Pull that left shoulder back and cracked him with the right hand. And those are the slick things he does.
Brian McIntyre's put together. I think they're doing a great job. They're doing what they need to do to win these rounds. I mean, much has been said about, you know, Freddie Roach in the other corner, but you got to give Team Crawford some credit in their preparation. They're frustrating post-all.
He'll take a couple of bounces right and then boom, right back the other way. Or he'll step with his left foot behind him. Then he'll plant like he just did then. Let off the punches. There's no way you can give the Iceman that round. See? Look at this, Rich. Boom.
That's just great work. I mean, what can you say? That's just brilliant fighting.
Oh.
He was leaning back and then...
You get clipped again.
It was almost one of those flash knockdowns. His glove barely stayed off the canvas.
You better start before the bell rings if you fight Terence Crawford.
Figure out where he can attack. That hand goes up in the air. He'll come downstairs with the body just like that.
Yep.
Oh, cracked him with a hard left hand. Off balance again.
But then later on in the round, as you can see, that is actually behind the head. He cuffed him behind the head. He needs a little more of that.
Well, that's what Freddie wants him to try to land, but again, easier said than done. They were a little slit by that left eye. Can't tell if Postal's left eye might have, I guess not, been sensational in this fight.
And after watching 8 rounds and going to the 9th now, this is the 1 versus 2. It seems like Terence Crawford is just widening the gap about how close Postal is in that number 2 spot.
And that time the legs did start to go Postal.
That plan B has never come out.
Well, he had the plan B where he wanted a lot more right hands. He tried to throw him and he gets counterpunched by Crawford. Look at that. There's a straight left right down the middle on the right-handed fighter. The right hook, the straight left jab again. All these are, these are fairly heavy punches. Look at this. He didn't just move around to get away, so therefore I don't see him as running.
Question is he doing enough that would stamp him as...
Go ahead, Rich, with that thought.
As somebody to fight Manny Pacquiao in November. Being able to back off, lure a guy forward toward him, and then quickly catch him coming in.
Our principals, 2 champions. One is going to lose his title tonight. And right now, it looks like Terence Crawford is going to pick that up. Right now, in the 11th round. It's been all Crawford on my score sheet. Nobody has really been seriously shaken in the fight. I mean, don't forget his right hand is his jabbing hand, but I mean, this guy, for all practical purposes, can fight as a right-handed fighter too, so he's got plenty of power in his right hand. He hasn't had many uncomfortable moments in this one. He get clipped by a decent right hand.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful when he turns his back because now time has been called out. He's going to take a point away for hitting in the back of the head, and he should. So this is going to turn out to be another 10-8 round.
Before this, you leave yourself 1 round to get it done.
But see, he's kind of waltzes into his guy, and here he is. Postal's going for knock, and Crawford knows how to get out of there.
And Chavez Jr. almost pulled it off against Sergio Martinez when he lost every round practically.
And Chavez Sr., he had a very controversial win when Richard Steele stopped the fight. Although to this day, if you see Meldrick Taylor, we know that was right. Crawford doesn't have to do this. Oh, he got right to the button with a hard shot on the inside with that right hand. Now Crawford wants to make a point right now. This is the type of fight we thought we'd see all along.
All right, let's take a look at it. Last round action. There's that left that he caught Postal with.
Almost dropped him, Rich.
Near the end of the round. It was a good shot. Really was more of a jab.
It was a jab, but did you see his legs buckle? Wow, look at this stuff. This has been a brilliant fight for Crawford, no matter what anybody says. This is a brilliant fight. He nails him, almost dropped him. And that's it, it's all over. Look at the smile on his face. You said almost every round, Christina, I gotta win in every round.
Terence fought in his hometown once again on December 10th, 2016, when he fought John Molina Jr. Molina didn't make weight and was over by 4 pounds, but that didn't stop Crawford from teaching him a lesson in humility.
Against a guy who's not really that hard a hitter, I don't think, DeMarco. At least he hasn't established it that, and he was taken out. So let's go. I was just going to...
Southpaw stance early against Molina, so let's see if Crawford switches it up or stays the full round as an orthodox fighter.
Early moments of this fight, Molina not only getting out quick, he's getting out strength.
I've never seen anyone, I don't think, really switch from right-handed to left-handed as seamlessly as Terence Crawford.
There's a good right hand from Molina. Crowd really a factor. That's a good, strong jab. Doesn't try to be aggressive with him. Every fighter that has been aggressive with Crawford has gotten himself knocked out.
And he has not done that so far. He's looking for a big shot.
His legs kind of went again with that combination by Crawford. Another good left hand by Crawford.
And he threw a 1-2 combination, but he threw it backwards. Threw the cross first, then the jab.
I think it's a little bit of a shame you're not going to see the very best John Molina tonight because there's no way that that weight cut did not affect.
It's nothing venture, nothing gain. If he loses the fight, he loses his title. Big first round for Crawford.
Starts the second round.
And on the move.
Oh, the ref can't get out of the way.
Crawford got the thing in a bottle. He is dangerous at all times. Even if this fight goes into the later rounds, it may not, but if
there was a good left hand from Crawford.
Bay when he fought that fight and stopped him in the last round.
That's right. And Bay was undefeated at the time. Now, virtually every punch that Crawford throws with authority staggers Molina. Left hand, left the body, right to the head.
I mean, he already looks like he's just trying to survive.
As if fighting a bigger guy is no problem at all.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a much bigger foe.
It's just working a good right hand there, or left hand there too.
Wipeout.
I think everybody did. Everyone was talking about how it's a 50-50 fight coming in. You had the 1 versus 2, both of the guys undefeated, and you know Crawford pretty much put on a clinic.
Which right now this looks like only a question of time. Maybe that's what that question mark on Molina's trunks is.
Something he's got to be careful with, maybe getting cut because he's really just lunging in there with his head.
No, but he's Crawford off. Whether it's sloppy, be off balance, thrown into the ropes, hit him, you know, with illegal punches. And there's that right.
He did get him with that right. Came back with a left hand.
That was more than most opponents get against him.
But sometimes that's all the fighter needs to say.
Kind of going back to what brought him here, and that is get in there, try to get your man out of there.
Crawford a slightly bit more.
Good left hand from Crawford.
Then he launched that right.
Another combination, lunging right hand from Molina. Like that one. Good left, sharp left hand again by Crawford, and another left hand.
Well, he dug that left hand to the solar plexus there, uppercut.
Right hand, top of the head. Left hand, straight left hand.
That's you know, I agree with you. I see that he's you know, he does. While he's getting a warning still, that's probably smart stuff for Molina to do. Now that's a jab meant to do some damage. Molina still comes after him with a lot of energy. But
it's probably his toughest fight that he had, and even though Gamboa was the smaller guy in stature, I don't know if people realize how much power and
Molina just keeps doing what he's doing. Body shot from Crawford. That was more of a slip by Molina than anything else, but Crawford trying to follow up. Crawford trying to take care of some business. Good body shot. Another one from Crawford.
Don't hold, Terrence.
Another good body shot from Crawford.
And who even bothers to associate body punching with Terence Crawford? And you've seen how devastating a body puncher he is in this round. There's some of the body punching we were talking about. You saw that right hand to the body. I thought he did that.
We're watching an elite fighter. There's a lot of very good fighters out there. There's a handful of elite fighters. He's just doing whatever.
He's got most of this crowd on their feet right now. It's like, okay, are you going to take a point away or not? So let's see if he is more on top of it or if Crawford just finishes him.
Crawford comes out more aggressive here. You can almost sense Crawford trying desperately to stay away from anything that resembles a head. Good strong jab.
Then he's straight up,
but he's always
with his cross.
When he throws a punch, he's always balanced though, even though he does. Straight left hand, but it sure is effective. That was from his hip.
That was pretty.
Left hand misses. Crawford with a left hand of his own. Just a sharp left hand, nothing fancy about it. Good body shot, right hand behind it very quickly. The crowd sensing that maybe something might be happening here. Molina says, come on, come to me. With a right hand, off the ropes.
Molina feeding off the energy a little bit too. Kind of says, come on, guys, come on.
Now, three-punch combination and a knees wobble. Crawford on top of him now, trying to finish the deal. Right to the body, right to the head, down he goes, that's it, it's over.
All right, let's take a look at the finish of the fight. Molina was calling for him to slug it out with him, and Terence took him up on the invitation, chased him back into the corner, and then unleashed. Look at this fusillade of punches. Body, head, left, right, everything.
I think it started with the body shot.
Oh, right there.
It was a beautiful body punch. Staggered into the corner. Molina got his wish. He was willing to slug with him. But he didn't get his wish in getting this kind of a finish. And when he went down hard.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the complete package. I mean, a total victory in every aspect of the fight.
And just from a different angle here, you can just see the effectiveness. Molina trying to cover up, but finally, it is just...
With a win here, Terence became only the third man in the four-belt era to hold all four titles at the same time. On June 9th, 2018, Terence fought Jeff Horn in his arrival to the welterweight division, and this fight made him world champion in 3 different weight classes. Jeff was coming off of a highly controversial upset win over Manny Pacquiao, and Crawford was ready to show his worth against this kind of opponent.
And the Horn camp wants to be able to get work done on the inside.
There you go. You see right there, right out the gate, Terence is controlling distance. Every time Horn steps in, he gets out just far enough, and he tries to counter just like there.
Getting after it pretty early here.
That darting in shit. Gotta stop this from darting in.
That's a good plan. It's a check hook because Horn lunges in just like that with his head.
Oh, Horn comes in with a right hand that lands flush on Crawford.
And that you saw Horn drop low like he was going to the body and loop a looping right hand and caught Crawford backing out.
Comes back in, and there's Crawford that does check that right hand hook from that southpaw position. It's also noticeable, especially compared to last summer, Tim, and we understand the weight issue yesterday on the scale for Jeff Horn. His body has changed. He's far more muscular and cut up than the Jeff Horn that defeated Manny Pacquiao.
Horn just doesn't attack straight on. He does every now and then, but he gives you a lot of movement in front. Different looks. See him switching up, going to the outside. That's what Horn is pretty good at, disguising his attacks. Well, it's funny. He was being bullied. Now he's trying to be the bully in the ring.
I don't know if that's
ironic.
Irony or destiny.
Pretty good looking opening rounds here, and good exchange there as Crawford able to land. Round number 2.
Here's Horn coming in, trying to land the right hand.
And there was that opportunity for that right hook as Horn came charging in.
The way you beat a softball, you got to land that right hand. It's kryptonite to a softball. Straight right hand, looping right hand. Change the trajectory on it. Go down to the body, to the head. Loop the shot sometimes. Terrence still having a hard time finding that rhythm. See, he can't even land that jab right now. And every time Horn steps in, he likes to body up with you, throw you off balance. Don't allow you to let your combinations or your counters go.
Left hand to the body from Crawford. Shot that last round from Bud Crawford. That was the signature punch of that second round.
That's great. That's how you weaken a stronger guy. Or a bigger guy like Horn.
Undoubtedly a bigger guy. Naturally the bigger man. Not the better athlete, not the more skilled fighter. Thus the left hand that landed moments ago with the reaction time of Crawford.
Later on in the fight.
We're listening to Glenn Rushton.
There are holes and opportunities. He can't get greedy, though. Horn will fire back at him.
There's Horn trying to get to work on that belt line on the inside. Robert Bird's going to earn his paycheck tonight, that's for sure, the referee. Trying to come with a left uppercut as Horn came forward. End of 2 in our world title fight. Been so many feature stories done on him. The book on Jeff Horn, major motion picture coming out. All that centering on the relationship of trainer to fighter. That time he came forward and Bud nailed him. Right hook. Charging in with a right hand, and now they exchange in the middle of the ring.
With another look at it right here. Terrence following him out.
Bud, more the aggressor that time, doubling up the jab, trying to come with a straight left hand. Horn fires back. Good stuff here.
Now Terrence sees the opportunity that once he counters, Horn steps back with his hands down to try to reset. And he's following him out with combinations at times.
I am bigger, I am stronger, I am in my prime.
There is Miss Deborah, Bud Crawford's mother. Outstanding feature story on ESPN.com. The dynamic relationship between Deborah and her son, and all that Bud Crawford overcame to arrive to this mountaintop of a career.
With straight punches.
Horn willing to still come through the front door. Makes it fun, doesn't it? Snapping that jab is Crawford off the right hip.
Horn got cut in training camp last night, sparring with headgear.
That was 3 weeks prior to his December title defense. Just falling forward that time. Defensive flaw. Crawford couldn't take advantage, but a left hand hits the mark. And now a pop jab. And a good left hand and a combination from the American.
Well, you know who's more fundamentally sound? It's Terence Crawford. He's making Horn pay for all his mistakes, dropping his hands, moving out at distance, close distance, close range.
Excellent round from Bud Crawford.
And you see the swelling already over the right eye.
You got some blood over the right eye.
They put a grease on that brow of the right eye of Jeff Horn. Round number 4 for the welterweight championship. We noted that earlier in our tail of the tape. If there is one stat you look at with Bud Crawford, it's his accuracy of power punches. He's dynamic with it.
As the fight go on, fighters weaken. And those are your opportunities when you land shots that you were landing earlier. Guess what? They hurt a lot more.
Let him go, Jeff, let him go.
Later on in the fight.
I mean, there's nothing that Horn is doing here that's going to slow down Bud Crawford later in the fight. He's not working the body. And if you look at his back, he's a welterweight.
Broad and muscular. He also has reach just beyond his measurable height. Another good lead left hand from the Nebraskan. And he looks confident right now.
He'll be slow and steady.
And now it is Bud Crawford and Vasily Lomachenko who vie for that title, to be called the world's best. Tonight would be a crowning achievement to become a 3-division champion if Crawford keeps up like this. Good start to round number 5.
Crawford's sharp right now, just sharp shooting. From the outside, he wants to stay right in front of him, blocking counter, capitalize on all the mistakes Horn is doing. Horn is not even using his jab, guys, to get in. He's comfortable, he's in control. He knows his range now.
Jeff Horn's breathing heavy.
Horn said, I'll test his soul. I think it's quite the opposite. I think that Crawford is testing Horn's soul.
He's pushing him around. You can see that redness above the right eye as he sends back Horn. Crawford's in control here in round 5.
You okay? All right, let's go.
There was so much talk from the Horn camp. Some of it bothering Bud Crawford, saying it's just stupid. It's silly what's being said. That's exactly what happened in the 10th round against Manny Pacquiao when he was almost TKO'd in the 9th.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes you can tell your fighter to go into harm's way, and guess what? You put him in danger zone.
I thought Pacquiao, in the Horn fight, came up against the limits of his size and his age. Right now, Horn is coming up, at least against Crawford, the limits of his talent. Horn can do one thing.
And that's come forward.
And he's paying a price for it now.
He's trying. I mean, he's giving his best foot forward.
Rushton says you just got to land a few shots. It's a lot easier said than done, even on the inside.
Good uppercut that time from Bud Crawford. The left hand landed. Good body shot as well. Remember, he scored his undisputed championship with a body shot knockout of Julius Ndongo.
You want to be in the middle of the ring? Okay, I'm good there.
I told y'all it was like fighting the Black Panther in there. No, he was no joke when I sparred him. Now he's going downstairs.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
They need to will something to happen.
Yes.
They need that miracle. They need to find that magic that they found somehow late against Pacquiao. But this isn't Manny Pacquiao in the autumn of his career. This is a prime Bud Crawford.
They need Terrence to make a mistake. See, everything is all set up by the jab from Crawford.
Lead left hand from Crawford, and you just don't see Jeff Horn with that desire to come downhill every attempt as he did in rounds 1. As he has placed left hands all night long. Now orthodox is Bud Crawford. There is the left hook, and this is where he can be most dangerous, Mark.
You good?
From that right hand stance now. Right hand's his power punch. That left hook is deadly. There it is as it backs up Jeff Horn. And now back to southpaw.
Occasionally, Crawford will see him lay on that left side.
Punching between punches and a flush left hand. And here comes Bud on the attack. Half minute to go in round 8. Can he finish him? Strafing shots to the head. Horn is hurt. Body shot lands with the right hand as well. Off balance is the Aussie.
Got 5 seconds, 5 seconds.
Oh, nearly floored him there on the bell of a dominating 8th round by Bud. 2-division world champion Bud Crawford against the welterweight champion Jeff Horn. Will he soon be a 3-division champion?
With a round like that in evidence, if you're Glenn Rushton and you love your fighter, how long do you let this thing go on?
Punch and get out.
You never know when you're going to cash a lottery ticket too in this game.
That's the beauty about boxing. Only takes one punch.
He has been thoroughly dominated. He has been hurt. He has been outclassed. But all it takes is one go of it. And he's still coming forward.
He knows that he doesn't have the power on his punches like he did early in the fight. So now he's stepping to him and he's making him pay every chance he gets. Terrence is sharpshooting right now.
Big left hand, right hook, uppercut, sends him back. Another left hand and a knockdown score.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He is tough for anybody in the welterweight division.
We have been blessed on ESPN to watch Vasily Lomachenko. You just saw Bud Crawford, who's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. 40 seconds to go here in round number 9. Let's see what Crawford does with it. Here he comes. Backs him up with a left hand again. Horns in the corner. Uppercut lands. Crawford on the attack. That's it. It's over. It's over. We celebrated an...
One of Terrence's most personal and heated matchups was against Jose Benavidez Jr. on October 13th, 2018. The pre-fight time was marked by constant trash talk, and the two fighters even got into an altercation at the weigh-in.
He wants Crawford to come forward and attack.
Crawford giving him a smile and a little nod of the head when he went with that jab to the body. Tim, you like the early work with that jab of Benavidez.
He's going to have to out-jab Terence Crawford.
And then Crawford sitting on top with that now southpaw right jab as he comes in with a straight left to the body that scores here. We're going to take just one short break here and then back to Crawford and Benavidez. Stick around.
There he is.
And there he goes to the body. It was a left hand to the body from Crawford.
He can concentrate for 36 minutes and figure it out in there.
Good exchange.
He says Terence Crawford ducked him. I don't find any evidence of that. But in boxing, the imagined slights are usually more important than the real ones.
Jab going from there. There's another body shot that got around the left arm of Benavidez.
But Crawford stepping in behind the jab. You see the peekaboo defense there, even though. Because Benavidez, like I said, is a great counterpuncher. He has a good right hand.
Doubles up the right hand that time, does Crawford. There he works his way to the inside and included yet another body punch.
And here it is again. When you put that peekaboo defense up with those hands up.
The right knee is the knee that was shot. A bullet went through the femoral artery. It fractured the bone.
From Bud Crawford, who has had so much success going to the body in this round, taking control here. One of the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That's Terrence Bud Crawford, trained by Brian McIntyre, a.k.a. Bomac, who's with Bernardo. And you said, watch out for that right hand. Tried to go to the body there, Bud went up top. Now he comes sweeping across that belt line and came up short.
And he's looking to just create things, different angles by switching southpaw.
I got news for you, fellas.
Sure did. And not running makes a good night for you, the viewer, and these fans here. And by the way, in terms of the way the crowd reacts, they very much knew what they were getting themselves into. So much so to the point that Jose Jr. said, hey, this fight's not going a distance. I can't let that happen here in his hometown.
A little politicking by Jose Sr. there.
And use a little bit more angles and confuse Benavidez.
A guy who sits number one atop so many pound-for-pound fighter in the world list. The guy who was number one pound-for-pound retired.
This is more than most people imagine from Jose Benavidez, but it's not more.
He'll use that jab occasionally, but he'll wait on you and he'll fire some combinations back at you. Great counterpuncher. And he has good speed.
As a fighter was based on those sparring sessions. He's never been in with anyone like that except for when he was a kid.
Like the champ said, he's catching Crawford on the way out. Crawford had a tendency of doing so, getting off and coming right back.
By Crawford that spiked this crowd here. You saw him double up that left hand. Now he gets right into the kitchen of Benavidez. And he let him go again. Three-punch combination and another right hand to the body from Bud Crawford. As Ward has it 58-56 for Crawford.
Crawford right now controlling the outside. That's why he's able to land these shots. It's like the movement of Crawford has Benavidez standing still.
I think that Crawford's fighting a little up.
Bernardo has been monitoring both corners. What can you tell us, Bernie?
I see Benavidez breathing hard, and I think Bud is in a great place.
He came in and Bud came at him. From Bud Crawford, Tim.
There it is. Crawford right here, making a miss, making a pace short. Left hand right there. See, there's no jab. Now Benavidez is willing to cover up right in front of Terence Crawford. That's a huge mistake.
He's tired.
He is tired.
Moments ago, round 8. Is this the start of where Crawford takes control?
Willingness to attack from Benavidez that I did earlier in the fight.
Covering up like that doesn't work out so well. You know who else notices it? The guy opposite him. Crawford, 3-punch exchange, including a left hand that splits the guard of Benavidez.
And of course,
Crawford comes in, left hand, right to the body. Good exchange to close out the 8.
Concession that the way to win this fight, in answer to Joe's question, is that right hand coming in.
Andre Ward with an even 6 rounds, but still Crawford up 78-74. Many ringside have it 5 rounds to 3. Crawford.
Look at the beautiful work by Crawford, changing levels, going downstairs to be able to land some combinations up top like that. Right hook right there. Look at the feet. How he just got out of range right there. Angles out right there. Terence Crawford.
He made a point before. That jab looks good when he throws it right above the knee, walking his dog. Actually, it was a cat, too. It was an exotic $10,000 cat at midnight in Phoenix. Someone targeted him, and he knows it.
Benavidez attack. He's standing right in front of Terence Crawford right now, not really using his jab. I want to see Terence Crawford turn it up a little bit more on Benavidez. He's there to be hit. Nice stinging body shot right there from Crawford. This is exactly what Crawford needs to do. He needs to stay close, work the body, block and counter.
Benavidez with an offensive output. Crawford comes right back. Short left hook from Benavidez. Benavidez a little more willing here in round number 10. And Crawford always that way. World champion, pound for pound elite. In 6 minutes for Benavidez to try to find the answer. Look at the power punches now. Crawford comes into this round having landed 100 of 238 thrown.
We talked before about Crawford basically torturing guys who've antagonized him.
Maybe looking at a go for broke 12th round from the undefeated challenger as Crawford brings it a little bit.
There it is again.
Sent off balance.
Check hook.
He's got to sell out right now.
Got to
risk
go for
everything.
broke, right, Tim?
Got to go for it. And he is. He's trying. He's trying to stop Terence and put combinations together to the head and body.
But where is that body shot we saw in the 4th round? Sitting on the ropes and shaking his head is not how we want to end this fight, however.
Oh! Crawford gets him! My, oh my! What a shot! Half a minute.
I believe Terence lands an uppercut. A right uppercut, a punch he never threw.
Let's see how he goes about it. Best in the world. At home. Is he the finisher they all expect him to be? He is. What a huge right hand, and he has done it.
The whole fight, short uppercut. Then he follows up to finish him with a right hook. Benavidez.
Once again, Terence defended his belts at Madison Square Garden on April 20th, 2019, when he fought Amir Khan.
Crawford, because once Crawford starts getting his jab landing, then he's able to set up his combinations.
Oh, he scores a knockdown! Bud Crawford with a first-round knockdown! here at MSG. Crawford, another right hand, and Khan is wobbly again, trying to stay up. End of one. Wow! We will see when that next right hand lands. There's a body shot with the left hand from Crawford.
Yeah, I don't think he's recovered. I think he's slowly recovering.
There's a lead right hand from Crawford, and he comes with another sweeping punch as it backs up Khan.
There it is.
The buzz fighter among the younger generation, now 13-0 with 11 knockouts scored. Knockout in the 5th against former title challenger Edis Tatley. What a night it's already been.
All set up by the body punches from Crawford.
Gets to the body, goes upstairs, says that was low, does Khan. Crawford really doesn't care, he's on the attack.
And that right hook, that's the shot that Crawford's trying to
good body shot by Crawford.
Trying to set the right hook up.
Goes to the body again, and then doubles it up with the left hand and goes upstairs as he's back to an orthodox stance now and clubs with a right hand, sweeps across the belt line, looks for glory, lands a left to the body. Bud come forward.
Watch the sweeping backhand of Terence Crawford. He's setting it up.
There it is. And there's a looping right as well. Now southpaw. Can he give an angle? Three-punch combination. Give him credit. He was down in the first round. He's trying to hang in there. Oh, big left hand from Crawford. Uppercut, right hook, switching back and forth from righty to lefty and having success. This is what Crawford loves. He loves finding the solution and inflicting pain.
Crawford trying to drop that right hand, man. He's trying to catch him in between his shots. Just like that. Did you see the transition right there where he stepped back? I think it's low blow.
Even though Terence won by stoppage, it was controversial since the punch was ruled as an accidental low blow.
Transition right there where he stepped back. I think it's low blow.
That same year, Terence fought Egidijus Mean Machine Kavaliauskas in a mandatory defense, but Kavaliauskas was a two-time Olympian.
He has, it's very rare, he has equal skills from both stances and equal power. You don't have to prepare for one style, you have to prepare for multiple styles when you face Terence Bud Crawford.
That's exactly what he's doing, and he just took the jab downstairs on Crawford. You rarely ever see guys go to Crawford's body.
Terence Crawford has educated feet, trained feet. Kavaliauskas doesn't. He likes to be still. They're not very quick. He doesn't really have a lot of creativity down low.
Doubling up that jab is Crawford. He will range find a bit. By the way, long arms and always can maximize his range on that frame. Doesn't have the wear and tear and the miles on the odometer or been through what Khan had been through prior to that point.
And that's why Crawford started fast in that fight, because the scouting report on Amir Khan was that he couldn't take a shot.
See Crawford masterful with that range, isn't he?
I like the patience of Kavaliauskas. He's not rushing in there. He doesn't want to get countered. You know, he's taking his time, trying to get Terence Crawford comfortable.
I like the patience of Kavaliauskas as well, too. Even though his feet aren't fast, he understands his range and where he needs to be. He's landing some good jabs, and he's in this fight, and he's thinking just like Crawford's thinking.
I don't know if that's a good thing, because you don't want a sharpshooter like Crawford to be sitting back thinking. You know, he should. Oh,
good exchange that time. Right hand came in.
He needs to shorten those shots up if he wants to step inside.
So best work we've seen so far in the early goings goes to the challenger from Lithuania. That's how he did it in the second round as well with the right hand.
Pulling back with his hands down.
And now Crawford looks to exchange and pop a right hand. And now Crawford goes to the body. And look at the action we have here in round 3 as Kavaliauskas, another exchange. Simply the grappling with the arms. The feet never got tied up, but it was ruled a slip. It most likely should have been ruled a knockdown for Kavaliauskas, but still, now in back-to-back rounds, good work with the right hand for the upset-minded title challenger, and the power punches through 3 rounds. Kavaliauskas is landing 42% as they exchange here, and Crawford's landing 30%. He had a 19-10 power connect edge through 3. Let's check in with Bernardo.
Terence was not hurt.
He's good. He recovered well. I didn't think it was a knockdown. All he needs to do is keep his hands up and not get caught in those exchanges.
That's the report from the corner of Crawford. There was another right hand moments ago from Kavaliauskas. Remember, he's in that southpaw stance, and the right hand is the southpaw killer. That's
right.
what does damage against southpaws. Perhaps Terrence should go back orthodox.
We talked about that earlier, Joe Tess. I'm not sure why he's been standing in front of Kavaliauskas all night long. I anticipated, and I think Kavaliauskas anticipated Crawford moving, boxing, and then trying to come to him mid to late in the fight. I think Crawford's doing a little bit too much too soon.
Crawford right now is picking up the tempo on
He sure is. He's willing to trade. Look at this. These right hands have now brought out the fight in Crawford.
Right.
They are exchanging in the middle of the ring.
I don't like the 50-50 exchanges, especially with a guy like Kavaliauskas who has his feet planted and he's getting that big right hand off and he's landing it.
50-50 exchanges when you're this level of world champion. They give the underdog a great chance. Sweeping body shot from Bud Crawford. This crowd is loving this title fight already. The unexpected drama thanks to the right hands of Kavaliauskas. Crawford was looking to time that left hand. That the upset-minded challenger has come out red hot. Kavaliauskas has landed a couple big right hands, and now you can hear the buzz. And Andre Ward's scorecard has it 2 rounds apiece. Bud takes the first round, likely takes the last, but the second and third round when Kavaliauskas landed flush with the right hands. In the last 2 rounds, Kavaliauskas is enjoying a 37-24 edge in punches landed. There are the power punches where he has a 31-21 connect advantage.
I don't like this game plan right now from Crawford. He's fighting fire with fire. He's getting hit with shots he shouldn't be getting hit with this early in the fight. Kavaliauskas has only been 10 rounds 2 times, never been 12.
Slow down the stronger fighter.
If you're Kavaliauskas, keep doing what you're doing.
Kavaliauskas just got to let his hands go, Dre. That's all he got to do. Every time Crawford gets close, he needs to just let those bombs go. He's hurt right now. Kavaliauskas is hurt with that shot.
And Bud senses it here. A minute to go in round 5.
Crawford just sniffed something out. He sniffed them out. He knows that he don't like the pressure.
And let me tell you something. Crawford doesn't mind this at all.
But he got to be careful.
Combination comes in from Crawford. He has taken control here in this 5th round. Now, you would know his psyche as well as anybody's, Ray. It was an excellent visit you had with him recently. I know he's got great respect for everything you've done in your career.
Nice changeup from Terence Crawford. Led with the straight left and came with a nice little right hand jab. Beautiful combination.
Does that surprise you that the trainer is saying it's on the fighter?
It is on the fighter, Joe, because I think they're telling Terrence the right things. They had a game plan, and I'm not sure this was the game plan, but sometimes as a fighter, you're stubborn. And again, I'm not sure from Kavaliauskas if I do anything different.
Look at that, look at that. That's what you got to do right there.
There's a left uppercut from Crawford. He steps right into that kitchen.
He's smelling it now. He's orthodox now. He smells the knockout.
And now, as a righty, Crawford comes in. There's a 3-punch combination from the champ. Oh, and Kavaliauskas comes back and lands a combination zone. And Crawford just nails him.
6, 7, 8.
Kavaliauskas goes down. You want to fight? Here comes Bud.
One of the best finishers in the boxing.
Looking for the uppercut, straight right hand. Oh, he's got Kavaliauskas hurt here. Looking to finish him here in the final seconds of round 7. Kavaliauskas willing to trade. My, oh my, is that good stuff.
This was one of the first times in Crawford's pro career that he abandoned his defensive style to slug it out against his opponent. Kell Brook was considered to be a huge underdog, but on November 14th, 2020, he jumped in the ring with Terence Crawford. A win over Kell would still solidify Terence's claim to being a top pound-for-pound boxer, since Kell was a former world champion who fought elite opponents like Errol Spence Jr.
or southpaw, but in recent years we have seen plenty of Crawford, mostly in the southpaw stance, and wildly effective in doing so.
Brook has a brilliant 1-2. It's automatic. It's his favorite combination, but his jab right now is landing.
He just scored with it accurately upstairs against Crawford. Crawford looking to close that gap as he goes southpaw for a moment, doubles up the right-hand jab, and then comes with a left. Good exchange here as he switches back to righty. Size across the shoulders, across the back. Look at the muscles popping in the upper body of Kell Brook, and the base he has as well, that foundation with the legs. Fought at this 147-pound limit. He was fighting brilliantly, and then Spence got to him with the power and scored an 11th round TKO.
Clean, flush shots.
Right now it's a battle of patience. Neither fighter can afford to make a mistake, and as you see,
what he was doing in the right-handed stance wasn't working.
What do you suspect here, Dre?
I think the latter is true. The right-handed stance wasn't working, and he wants to see if he can get something going from the left-handed stance.
Stop. No. Ingle did not want to travel and then have to quarantine nor come to the United States. So instead, Carlos Formento is the trainer.
Well, when Crawford turns southpaw, he's not even throwing.
That's what happens. That's what turning southpaw does. But it does allow you to land a right hand like Brook just landed on Crawford right now.
A right hand
hands-free.
can be the best weapon against a southpaw.
That's how Errol Spence had success against Brook. He closed the distance and started to bully Kell Brook. He started to fight him in close. Brook fought back valiantly, but he really didn't have any answers for that.
I see some swelling already on the right eye of Terence Crawford, in the right hand, right down the middle that just lands for Kell Brook.
And there's a right hand from Crawford.
Crawford has to continue to get his lead foot outside the lead foot of Brook to have success with his offense. That will put him in a safe position to let his combinations go. Beautiful right hand.
And the champ gets to him.
Get over here.
Just like that.
Get over here.
Terrence Bud Crawford hits the
6,
gas.
7, 8.
Like a right hook, right on the money, right on the button. And you see the legs right there of Brook as he wobbled back to that corner. Nice finish up right here, combination from Terrence Bud Crawford. You know, sometimes your opponent can do the work for you. As you can see, Kell Brook was moving forward. He shot a jab out there. Crawford timed it over the top with a nice, short, I would say jab, hook, jab, hook type.
That's the first knockdown. Remember, the ropes held him up.
Boom. And you know, that shot wasn't even on the chin. That shot was right on the eye, and it had that type of effect on Kell Brook. That shows you what type of devastating punching power Terrence Bud Crawford possesses.
One of the best closers in the game. 27 knockouts in his career. Do we have 28 right here?
This fight is also
thundering in. Look at Crawford. Vicious attack to close it.
No.
And he stares him down.
Okay. No.
With his family here, his wife Isha gets that look in his eyes.
At this point, the fight was as good as done because Terrence Crawford is one of the best finishers in the game. You can't be hurt like that against Crawford, especially knowing that he had a slow start. He wants to come in here and prove a point and remind everybody why he's atop that list, and that's how you do it. Once again, to your point, Tim, it's not a 3 or 4 round fight. It's a 12-round fight or less. And I wanted to see the reaction from Kell Brook once Terence Crawford landed a clean shot.
A year later, on November 20th, 2021, Terence fought Shawn Porter in an attempt to prove that he was in fact the world's best welterweight. Going into the fight, Porter had never been stopped in his professional career, but Crawford changed that by becoming the first.
Porter's fought a lot of different styles, but he's never fought a lot of different styles in one man.
Those are the surprising combinations that Porter is great at doing. Doesn't matter what position he's in, you got to be cautious and be ready every time he comes in.
Sitting right on top of the orthodox fighter. Porter just able to get away from the uppercut. Good exchange on the inside. Good action here in round 2. Crawford lands a right hand.
Heavy exchanges in this round. Porter got his. Crawford got his. That shot right there to the chest may not seem like much, but that hurt. A sweeping left hand from Crawford and a beautiful timed right hook.
To the body to finish off an entertaining second round. So both trainers want guys composed, collected, and sticking to the plan.
And that could be very dangerous against this guy, Terence Crawford.
There it is.
Good eye, Tim.
Ooh. But it's coming.
To the body with the right hand goes Porter. Get that angle where the head comes into play. So there is blood now around the right eye of Shawn Porter. That is not a knockdown. And Porter went falling down. And then the end of the round.
Beautiful surprising hook right there from Porter.
Coming into this fight, Porter's been cut 11 times. The majority of those cuts have come on the right eye, so there's a lot of scar tissue there. Not surprised that his eye is opened up this early.
It's very noticeable when you're with him. Looks like railroad tracks when you talk to him around that right eye, and now there's blood coming from it.
This is the urgency that I was talking about that Shawn Porter.
Good left hand from Crawford.
Good shot right there to the body. But you see Crawford is not thinking about boxing. He's thinking about fighting.
And then very accurate with the right hand as well. Puts him off balance again, right to the chest.
What Crawford is having issues with right now is the sneak attacks from Shawn Porter. They're so explosive and so fast.
Lunging with the right hand, he gets out of the way, and all of a sudden Porter goes face first into the neutral corner.
Cup right there from Terence Crawford, just turning Porter. The Cubans are known for doing that. That's a Cuban move right there. Turning, cupping the head there, pushing the guy in the corner. But why did he do it?
Short left hand from Crawford as Porter comes out of that position.
Double right hand right there from Porter, sneaks in.
Kenny, his father, saying, Shawn, go left, go left. Right now he's circling right, and that is right into the range and the track of the backhand, the power hand of Terence Crawford. Let's look at Andre Ward's card through 4 rounds, 39-37 Porter. Now at range, trying to place that left hand right to the body. He does a few times. And then goes on the attack to close out the round, does Terence Bud Crawford. Early on in round 6, as you see the head movement from Porter, but not able to dodge all of it. Here Porter now comes in. Back and forth they go. Touch, touch, then power from Crawford. Wide swinging right hand from Porter off the mark. Attempt at the uppercuts from Crawford. Infighting from Porter.
It's a little bit of everything that we're seeing right now from Shawn Porter. Crawford has more glaring answers or more glaring questions to answer now than he did before the fight started.
Total punches Fairly even. Crawford with a slight edge now, 64-60. Good combination. He catches him coming in. Two-punch combination by Crawford. And so good countering both off the back foot, off the front foot. And now sharpshooting to the head is Crawford. Good start to round number 8 for the champ.
Porter coming in behind the jab.
Left hand to the body again and again. Lead left hand from Crawford.
Porter resorting back to his old ways, lunging forward, coming behind the jab, lunging forward, put his head down, boom. Crawford meets him with a nice short uppercut on the inside.
As Porter keeps taking those steps forward.
Ooh.
Going underneath with the left hand to the body. Body work in that last round and the short uppercut that we showed. There are the body punches. 28, and there is the knockdown scored in round 10 by the champ.
Told you Sean Porter makes too many mistakes lunging forward like that. Boom, hit with an uppercut. Terrence stepped right to the side. Created an angle for himself. Avoided those punches. Step back. Double step back. There you go.
And then the end of the fight. Looks good on his feet, but not coming forward and firing at Crawford for the moment. There's the overhand right. And another combination. Beautiful work by Crawford. Magnificent accuracy by the champ. He does damage. Kenny's on the apron, and he's stopping the fight. His father says it's over. Terence Crawford has just stopped Sean Porter. And watch this combination, Dre.
Well, you see Crawford doing what he does best, finish. He got that right hook in there. Not a shot he really landed thus far up until this point. It's a heavy, heavy shot for any fighter to take, especially this late in the fight. Here we see a half step back. Boom, that's his signature shot that Terrence lands. He missed that, but he came back with the right hook, and it landed flush. Down goes Sean Porter, and I think Kenny Porter stopped the fight, not necessarily because of what happened, but what was to come. Terence Crawford is the best finisher in the game, and he knew that it wasn't going to get any better for Sean Porter, especially if Sean wasn't himself and was dazed in the head and tried to keep off a guy like Terence Crawford.
Hey, you wanted to do, yes. Step back a little. Give me your glove. Give me your glove. Give me your glove.
Kenny was already up on the apron.
Over a year later, Terence fought David Avanesian on December 10th, 2022 in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska. Initially, Terence was supposed to line up a fight with Errol Spence, but after negotiations stalled, he signed a $10 million deal with the upstart streaming platform, BLK Prime.
Fought 13 months ago, a knockout win.
Venetian at bay. It's going to be
big right hand, right on the button.
Exposed that maybe weren't as good as they were supposed to be. Avanesian was able to come over the top. They have no staying power in the ring once he stays in there.
Came out, surprised everyone, conventional.
And he'll open him up. So it's going to be up to Avanesian.
Double stance, I believe.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So a good start.
Because this guy feels like he can get some shots.
When he wants to let go of the backhand, he's able to snap it off good.
For Avanesian hasn't found a way to get him.
No.
Crawford slipped though. He'll have to start putting that left hand behind that if he want to detour
the ring on him.
Crawford, he's not overreacting.
Just wants to stay in your face and try to see if that.
35 years old and hasn't fought in over a year. You always wonder, hey. Body shot there from Avanesian.
Cold right now. For real.
So he'll keep Crawford thinking.
Oh, that scored as well. It's the only way you can win a fight against somebody like this. Yes.
You have any staying power in the ring, and what I mean by staying power is
Crawford can't do is underestimate Ebenezer.
And your ability to still execute a game plan underneath.
Comfortable, he's controlling the distance with his jab. And
Abenisian is the kind of guy who exposes those fake prospects.
His counter-punch ability, he's letting the fight come to him and breaking down David Abenisian.
You ain't in the A class.
Yeah.
Exposure.
He would. Oh, again! He works off the ropes.
Right now is make him fight a little harder than he's in that body a little bit to slow this guy down.
Well, we already know Crawford has staying power, so.
Nice spin move
like
from
that.
Crawford, throws him.
But this is what David has to do if he's going to put himself in. No, not at all. Not at this.
His levels, but it's in the way that he comes up short.
Everyone knows he's tough, and this is an opportunity.
So Abenisian, whether he wins or whether he loses,
I felt like he would bring his best game tonight, but he let him get a little comfortable. But I know he's going to raise the stakes.
And now another right from Abenisian
and keep himself in the mix.
You know, a lot of
right hand from Crawford.
Right, so this is kind of the right kind of guy. He's got
false sense of security in the fight. Now I think
it's to kind of get back in the ring. Get some rounds, make him
nice
think.
Uppercut from Abenisian.
Use that level up and take it up a notch. Then
Crawford, look at it. This is the thing of beauty that I'm talking about.
Yes, if Crawford stay in this speed all night long, like Crawford,
and now they're going toe to toe, trying to stay in the pocket. He doesn't know where else to go.
The change of speed in Crawford. Oh, nice shots.
Blue, how do you have it scored through 4?
Crawford does them to opponents.
The skill set, the changing levels of Terence Crawford.
Do the drills on him. Those are like little bag drills you do with him.
Position is Crawford.
Controlling. It's the matador and the bull.
Crawford does a good job. But again, it keeps Crawford working. He keeps pushing it, looking to change his look. Because he got the ring cut off on him.
Good body shot. Good uppercut.
Is the quality starting to shine through?
See, Abenisian gets through in there, but
uppercut, a slick uppercut from Crawford into the body.
Through just on his hustle alone. But it's Crawford.
Oh.
Another left hand, and then a left as well. But here comes Crawford firing away. The cut and the gloves, if he were hit, Abenisian just...
Abenisian, we can counter him as well.
Oh, there's a nice right hook from Abenisian. And that gets Crawford angry.
Speed on the shots, change of strength on the shots as well. Spence is at this distance. That is when he's at its most effective. But really,
Crawford when he's angry.
Really interesting how Crawford will handle that, one of the body shots.
That's in the win.
Oh, nice double uppercut. He's really making a home.
Oh, nice stood him up with that uppercut.
I like to see that right hand up a little bit by Bud. Man, he picking it up now.
Yeah.
Just hanging down what we call the bread back.
Crawford's taking it up the gears. Nice.
Oh, what a right hand, King! It's still on top of its game. Says to Omaha, I'm still here. Sitting up, he has no idea where he is.
Let's see if it's a counter left uppercut. Here it is, counter left uppercut, right hook. Yep. Abenisian right hook.
Watch how he turned that power to the right side and twerk.
Watch the reaction by Crawford. Boom, counter. Rolls with it beautifully, building up to it. He was landing a lot of the uppercuts over the course of the night. He was even doubling and tripling on them.
Finally, Terence was able to fight Errol Spence on July 29th, 2023, in what was called the Fight of the Century. With a win over Errol, Terence would not only establish himself as the greatest welterweight, but he would be the first male boxer in the four-belt era to achieve undisputed status in 2 different weight classes.
Lardy in October of 2013, Southpaw.
but he's doing a fine job right now of
fundamentally sound fighters in the sport, and Terence Crawford's career in the way that he has done it. These two are capable.
Absolutely, and you know, when you talk about
without even thinking, just having the instincts to do the right art. High output. Crawford, yes, likes to
do better in this fight because Crawford tends to give away some
that jab. At moments, you know, we see the counter punching from Crawford.
It's cornering Crawford. The jab, the shot to the body. There's one of the biggest physically imposing welterweight champions ever, but Crawford can turn a fight.
Is vital. That's how he generates his power and what is well for Errol Spence. He would like to move his head.
The vacant ring welterweight title and become the only man to be much more so than Crawford. 17 combination punches.
Yeah, letting his hands really good go. Spence, the jab hands go a lot more.
Double jab, good combination. There's that hand speed.
Those shots from Crawford.
Behind the guard.
The Spence jab is working on.
I mean, his fundamentals, speaking of Spence, I mean, just brilliant.
Goes on. He starts fast, ends fast, and textbook fighter. Errol Spence, there's a jab from
left. And the precise pressure.
When he can throw those counter punches.
Fast, explosive jab to the head and the body. And there's an electrifying combination.
Spence kind of overreached there with that, and Crawford saw the opportunity.
That straight left jab, which is fascinating.
And Spence
over the hand left that landed on
another one, and now Spence going to the bottom.
And on no one's bingo card.
So Spence looking to get back into this fight. Midway point of the third, stab jab.
He gives Spence the advantage.
Long time.
Beautiful combination there.
And getting used to fighting against the lefty for the first time.
Spence takes that step back.
Spence again bothered by the offensive right hand, the speed, the difference is the jab by Crawford.
Keep the gas, keep that motherfucker pumping. Switch speed up around him. If you looking at him, that's why you're hitting him. You're waiting on him.
Pro middleweight and light heavyweight, Derek James, Floyd Money, both in attendance here tonight.
He started off really good with the jab. Double, triple jab and body.
Forward, trying to lean in on
from Crawford in the opening.
Some left hand.
It's been great.
Yeah, no doubt the pressure there is from
the advice given to Spence.
Oh my God. His way with Errol Spence Jr. The jab, the left hand. Double jab, left hand.
Advice given to Spence. You know, he's not turning. He's not moving.
Chip on his shoulder. He'll find critics, but
he's feeling really comfortable right now, Crawford.
And he might still be doing good work at this point, but right now
Crawford, who is already knocked down.
Here in the round, a lead left hand that lands jab so effectively and get
ready to go. It's sublime.
Yeah, the accuracy, the speed.
And meanwhile, the countering.
It's astonishing that he's been able to be this effective.
5-year-old Terence Bud Crawford.
It now comes down to almost, he's got to land something that makes it
up to get Crawford off that rhythm
and
that he's got going
right hook and
every time Spence steps in, there's Crawford taking it.
Attempting to become the first male fighter in the four belt with just over a minute left in the fifth. It is all.
That's a ridiculous percentage.
Against a fellow jab.
Yeah, that eye's not looking.
He eats it and continues the jab. Oh, there's a left hand that.
Good shot. And he really hit me with a jab, a lot of jab.
Using the jab very effectively. That.
Again. Crawford avoid on the face of Errol Spence.
Wow.
Here in Brownson up.
Now then ends the Crawford. Like Crawford's jab is so effective and so hard.
In school, and he started practicing more on his left.
A terrible idea on his part because it's what he does.
He's got to get inside. He can't reach.
Oh my goodness! You know, also had a power jab from southpaw. He's in attendance.
With Sean Porter, he said that when you thought
he's making life miserable for his opponents coming forward. Spence trying, coming back, going to the body, but the same way. Double Bud Crawford looking to make history. Left uppercut on the inside.
Will counter as Spence was in that last round, initiating the offense with that desperately to make something offensive happen. And
no decision. We will crown the first undisputed welter. To the face of Spence by Crawford, and Crawford's accuracy just will counter left hands, and there's a right hook. Crawford avoiding him. Beautiful
counter punching.
And you know what else?
According to our unofficial score, first round on its unofficial score. Boom! Lightning fast counter.
Done, but even when he lands a good punch, it's not hurting.
One or two good, solid punches. Remember, accuracy is power. The accuracy right now from Crawford.
Putting on the pressure, the one moving forward behind a steady.
The right is usually the one that lands. Spence coming forward and he gets counted.
From Crawford is just phenomenal. I mean, that
round number 8 through Spence of both fighters, both coming in undefeated champions.
Much from Spence.
And now Spence is in a posture to apply pressure and hope for one big shot.
Delivered punch after punch that lands. All of these shots are the 8% of his power shots.
And Crawford himself landing. Oh my.
Another counter right hand. That jab continues to pop. Spence's head back.
And they're power jabs. They're not just jabs.
And there's a right hand left. Both punches caught by Crawford on his arms. It's all Terrence, but Crawford.
Away from a fighter that is attack. Derek James trying to do anything.
Number 9. Spence lunging.
Spence. He's got to make sense of this fight right now. He's been hurt.
Several rounds appropriately moving forward and initiating the offense. And the intriguing thing is Crawford, who loves to counterpunch so
ever since.
And this is why no welterweight that is
in the sport behind Artur Beterbiev.
Yep.
Errol Spence. And again.
It's to be over, I believe.
Yeah. Spence is over.
Minute of the 9th, Spence desperately trying to land some Crawford. Leading to and the counter right. Errol Spence on inline skates. And the referee has intervened. Mamma mia!
On September 13th, 2025, Terrence achieved one of the greatest moments in modern boxing history as he faced Canelo Alvarez in the ring.
Big right hand from Canelo blocks.
That angle for me, that right may have been blocked.
By the way, the truth is better block those. That's where you find out, is Crawford big enough?
Can Crawford get into a rhythm? But Austin with southpaws. He doesn't throw the punch where they necessarily are, but
he has to make Canelo believe.
He has to jab. Good exchange. But he also has to feint. Canelo has to look like he's going to do something.
Super middleweight.
Canelo looks a lot different.
Too concerned with any of that noise as he partially ripped, even though his back is against the ropes.
Right, Canelo used to be a masterful counterpuncher with his back against the ropes.
His age will be 38 right after this fight.
He doesn't look like a rusty fighter so far.
That angle, also the angle that Alvarez had fought for 245 for Crawford.
So far. Not by a lot, but by some. But the effect, the punches.
These last 30, 40 seconds, even though Crawford has landed some shots, you can sense it, you can see it in his body.
Good response by Crawford after Alvarez touched the body.
Canelo versus Crawford, here we go.
He gave the first to Crawford, which Crawford may have won, with the only clean shot of the round.
Those counters are very, very important. You want to get it.
Alvarez presses forward, but
that was the first real that partially landed upstairs.
That was the
right up the Canelo had landed his most consequential strike of the fight.
Give a guy like Canelo early in this fight.
And then Canelo just hit him hard in the chest.
Moments from Canelo. Downstairs, upstairs, good counter, but
not to be so aggressive with some counters.
Alvarez commits.
How you feel? Good. All right.
See the exchange from both fighters. That left hook that Canelo's been landing. Uppercut from Terence Crawford. A 2-3 piece from Terence Crawford. For me, without me trying to teach you a lesson. And that was false. Crawford took it well, but Canelo starting to find a home for the right hand.
Tried this much with the back.
Well, there was a jab, but everything comes hard from Canelo.
Both fighters just...
If he keeps up like this, he's keeping Crawford's hands largely at home. So I stay.
Round 5 historically, for whatever it's worth, has not. Oh, beautiful body shot. Body shot. Alvarez stalking.
Does Crawford respond in kind?
Great. Yeah, he's trying to get underneath you. You see that?
It went from a fight where basically Crawford was outboxing to Canelo's.
Puncher boxer.
Good left hand for Crawford.
As much as he does, it's not his forte. He knows he has to do that to
kind of doubled the impact.
And scares opponents for Canelo, which makes them keep their hands at home and not throw punches.
Say, hey, there's distance between you and me. Like that. Point. And Crawford right now is highlighting that he
important round for Crawford.
We have to be more active.
Great 5th round, and Terence Crawford knew he had to make a stand in this 6th round. That shot, as Crawford's back was against the ropes. It's a good shot from Crawford, and that shot and that exchange allowed him to box.
The punch that caught Errol Spence coming in and floored him. Canelo's a much bigger, stronger, and better fighter.
That Canelo's landed, and you see Crawford testing the waters.
Trying to continues this way. Not only is he not backing up from Canelo.
And again, that was...
Has him where he wants him. Canelo got him in the corner.
Listen for the bell.
Crawford working off that jab.
To do whatever he wants to do with Terence Crawford.
And the
resistance is effective. Thus far, Crawford has taken the big shots from Canelo. To go round 8.
These are dangerous punches for Crawford because Crawford knockout shots. Canelo is looking to be friends, and Crawford is not looking to be.
Great exchange from Terence Crawford right there. Giving bad intentions right now. And so is Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, these
Alvarez with the right hand.
Good left hand from Alvarez. Bud Crawford
from Terence Crawford, but those are respect shots.
Been throughout his career. Canelo's going to have to do something.
Yeah.
That right hand will help. 3 to go.
This is a moment where Terence Crawford stood his ground and got his respect from Canelo Alvarez. That's the Canelo Alvarez to touch his chin at all. He's been hit, he's took it well, and he's given just as much. And
know how to defend yourself. You need to get the guard up. Listen to that. Listen.
You hear Red? What's up?
And fight with this extra weight, and thus far he looks
corner to pull around.
Good sequence there.
Good right hand from Canelo. Can make a statement.
This is the punch that Crawford has been getting hit with all night. He's taking it well, but that's not a punch, especially Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo's also extended the straight. Very clean, and we've seen Crawford start to do the flurries where he's...
Both of them away from the other, there's an immediate response.
Go ahead.
I just think that Crawford is answering the bell whenever Canelo does something.
A bit from one of those uppercuts on the inside.
Ooh! He has to continue to make with himself. He won that negotiation right there.
Can't get to
a moment ago.
Ooh,
right hand flips through as well.
It's true, but Crawford may be getting... He's taken some...
Alvarez with a late left hand.
All your power you got. You have to move your hips very close and tight. It just is a
same set of judges that did judge that Mario Barrios Manny Pacquiao. We'll see if we get to the cards tonight.
Steve Weisfeld is as good as I believe, guys. Either Canelo Alvarez does something dramatic here, where Bud Crawford becomes the first ever lightweight champion. Real
for Canelo to land those kind of shots throughout the course of this fight.
A masterful performance from Terence Crawford.
And adding to it with that left hand.
It's the 12th round.
Yeah,
you don't know how this fight is being scored.
Right. He's 1941, had Joe Louis beat for the heavyweight title. Went for
something big before it's over, but Crawford won't allow it. He's getting the respect that he wanted. Canelo's going to fight, but Crawford got what he wanted, which was his respect.
And there's the final horn.
I know you know. Glory to God.
Back inside Allegiant Stadium, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez go the distance. Most of Bud Crawford's boxing contemporaries picked him to win this fight. They felt as though he had.
Max DeLuca and Tim Cheatham both have it. 115 to 113 to the winner by unanimous decision. The Fighting Pride of Omaha, Nebraska, USA, and Ring Magazine, an undisputed super middleweight.
Terence moved up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo in the 168-pound division, and it made him the first male boxer in the 4-belt era to hold undisputed championships in 3 different weight classes. Comment who you think could beat Terence Crawford, and like and subscribe for more. Goodbye.